In the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. In the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. Hello, good morning and welcome to this impromptu stream from myself, Stevo, one half of the Elite FPL team, myself and Jason, of course. Myself and Jason were live last night with J&O, friend of the show, as Jason coined it last night. And yeah, it is an impromptu one because, and I'll go into details about the title
which said exciting news ahead, because I have got some real exciting news. First of all, for anybody joining in right now, myself and Jason are doing a mini experiment. Well, I am anyway. Can you please just hit the like button right this second, because I have a theory about something which I can go into detail about maybe in a minute. But I'm not going to lie, everybody. This is going to be a bit of a Steve-O solo stream. I will be taking calls, but more specifically, the format of the call-in will literally be you just come on air and ask me a question. That is it. I will not be bringing up any teams whatsoever, mainly because I can't, but also it's just the simple fact that I want to try and get through as many calls as possible. But the only way we can do that is just by simply asking me one quick question. Essentially a bit like what Boona does with the Q&A streams, or what, obviously, here we go. It's been a whopping 22 seconds in, as James from Planet FPL does on #AskJames. But no, I have been absolutely infused with what myself and Jason have done over the past week. It has been absolutely, in the words of Carl of The Simpsons, and I do not mean Carl, the friend of Lenny, I'm on about Carl the secretary from one of the episodes in which Homer has a secretary, and it's stunning, Mr. Simpson. Absolutely stunning. It's probably gone over everybody's head, but the point being is that the content, the shows that myself and Jason have done over the last week with, we've had Nathan Bacon, FPL Dave, Andy Let's Talk FPL, J&O, Capping Gaming. I've absolutely loved them, and there will be, mark my words, there will be more coming, and I have got an exclusive reveal to tell everybody about next week for a guest that's joining me. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I know a lot of you are desperate for this individual to come live on the show. I've been reading the comments and everything, and people in the comments section on our videos saying that you need to get this guy on. Don't worry, I'll be taking the mick out of him live on air about it. But I've really enjoyed it, and as people are aware, when I was on with Capping Game, when we were on with Capping Gaming, Jason and myself, obviously were on with Capping. I was just saying that I have honestly taken a step back from the world of fantasy football. I'm only consuming certain podcasts now, specifically FPL Dave, Andy Let's Talk FPL, and Planet FPL. That's it. That's all I'm listening to. And I'm really enjoying the break. Now, I know that Dave had the general on the other day on his 8 simple rules. And he is somebody that has he took a step back, I believe, last year. And he said that it was one of the best decisions he's made. The end of the day, he consumes, he has to, more to the point, has to consume fantasy football information on a daily basis because it's his job. And the more and more you pile on yourself, the more and more your brain gets washed away. I listened to the Black Box with Mark Southerns and which was superb. As I said to Jason the other, I don't even know if I said this live on air or if I said it to him off air. That show for me was just wonderful because it was just two blokes having a conversation about their mistakes from last season, and it was just great. It wasn't like stats in your face, numbers in your face, just like things I'm just not interested in. Me personally, I love listening into an individual or individuals just talking and not, I don't know, just shoving things in your face. It's just not for me. I'm fully aware that that is what a lot of fantasy football managers want, but for me, doesn't interest me personally. I just like to hear having conversations, hence why I love listening to Planet FPL, specifically this week with these next 2 weeks with their correspondence has been just wonderful. I've only just started listening to the Liverpool correspondent today, about 15 minutes in, and surprise, surprise, he's going with Trent and Robbo. So, yeah, I am I'm really enjoying that content. I've been really enjoying the 2 shows that FPL Dave, this is, that he released for the 8 simple rules. He did the general first episode. I just listened to Andy, Let's Talk FPL. He just did his one. And when listening to these, it's, for me, just reinforces like my own thought process. And Jason used a wonderful word last night called calm. Are you calm ahead of the season ahead? And I said, yeah, I genuinely am calm. I'm not, I don't know if it's because the fact that, because, like we said to J&O last night, that because we haven't had a 3-month break, like we've got all the information at hand. You just have to let's be real here, just pick the players that basically inform across Project Restart and just build a team around them, really. Obviously based on fixtures and stuff. But that's my thought process going into it. And I mean, you can see my team up on screen right now. I'm not going to bother talking about it because I don't need to, but that's just a generic picture of my team up there. But there are thought processes that I'm thinking about changing. I mentioned to it last night. One of them being maybe downgrading Kane to Mitrovic, which leaves me with 5.5. In fact, no, it doesn't. It leaves me, 5.5 in the bank, which means I could then turn Susek into Fernandes for game week 3, which would then leave me with Armstrong, Aubameyang, Son, Fernandes, and St. Maximin. I've then got 2 strikers with excellent fixtures. I spoke to Jason. I always call Jason J, and I always call J&O J. So it's very, it's very strange saying JJJ. But I spoke with, we spoke last night with J&O about a thought process that I had, and interestingly enough, Joe from Fantasy Scout had this plan with Andy Let's Talk FPL on a pod that they did, which FPL Dave highlighted, which is it's about the price point flexibility and to make sure that essentially have a team of core players that you're going to keep all season. So we always have like managers or fans or whatever come onto the show and they always say, I'm thinking of getting this player in because of X, Y, and Z. And essentially they always say the lines of, well, this player got last season 130 points and across the season that's really, really good. Now we all know that's not how FPL works. But what is good about that is that if you've got 5 or 6 players that are within reason guaranteed to get you, 150 points, that works out to be 150 times 3 is whatever that works out to be. I'm sure there's mathematicians at the moment that are going to be doing that. So that's 3, 6, 900 points. There's 900 points from, say, for argument's sake, St. Maximin, Armstrong, and off the top of my head, McNeil of Burnley, just as a random name in the air, or Pereira of West Brom or something. But then you've also got the premium players in which you can just swap around throughout the season when their fixtures turn or when their form has dipped. You can just easily swap out, for argument's sake, Fernandes to Rashford, or you can do Kane to Aguero, or upgrade Werner to Aguero, or Aubameyang downgraded to Kevin De Bruyne or Sterling, if that's what you classify as a downgrade, or Salah, if you own Salah, which obviously a lot of people do, you can just downgrade him to whoever. And it's always the word that I kept joking about that I was sick to death of hearing throughout this, not sick to death of hearing, but throughout this period has been, I have a plan. I've said it 1,000 times. Jason said it 1,000 times. Our guests have said it 1,000 times. Plans go out the window the second that an injury happens. The second that, for argument's sake, Kane goes a bit out of form. Or if your plan is to, which a lot of people are doing, which is, I want to get rid of Salah and I'm going to bring in Kevin De Bruyne. Let's just say, in game week 3, let's just say, as I said last night, Salah scores a double-digit haul against Leeds, so a goal and assist. He plays Chelsea, gets a goal. Couldn't do that in 5 goals last season, but I'm still not. I'm not bitter. But he gets a goal against Chelsea. He's looking sharp. He's looking good. People are thinking, I ain't getting rid of him. No way. I'm keeping him. But you said just the other day you were bringing in Sterling. That's the thing about FPL. What I like about FPL is the fact that plans go out the window. I'm sure my plan will go out the window, but predominantly I'm pretty set with this team. In some ways, the only thing that has crossed my mind, and it's again something Jason said last night, it's something that Andy said last night, it's the fact that the strikers this season are looking really, really tempting, and I'm personally tempted to go 3-4-3. I'd have those three defenders no matter what. Those are locked. Those guys there, Trent, Robbo, and Doherty. They're all locked. Aubameyang locked. Werner locked. So really, it's Armstrong, Soucek, Son, St Maximin, Kane. Those 5 are the ones which I feel I could play around with and potentially get a 3-4-3. The fact that this whole Soucek is in quarantine, there's been no news coming out or anything like that, I'm going to be waiting very interestingly. And if it turns out that Soucek isn't available, there's a chance that I could go into this game week playing it safe, go with a 3-4-3, still have money in the bank, and be able to bring in the likes of Fernandes when he's fit for the Crystal Palace game or whenever. And again, these ideas just float around when you do listen to various podcasts from my point of view, specifically the 8 simple rules that FPL Dave's doing at the moment. And that beautifully links me into the exciting news this week. So if you haven't checked out on Twitter, at Elite FPL, Jason and myself had a conversation prior to me going live about various things, and I can happily discuss some of those specifics, but more importantly, we discussed this. Look at that, Steve, as Charlie would say. Great content, lads. Just keep it up. I've got nothing else to say. Just a great show as ever. Hope you're watching, Charlie. FPL Crisp Packet. Look at that. There's good news, but I've got better news. So get this in your diary. So Tuesday, it's Jason at 8 o'clock. Thursday, again, it's Jason. Friday, 6 p.m. to accommodate myself being able to go on here. Myself and Jason will do the Game Week 1 preview show, predictor show, whatever you want to call it. Myself and Jason. Saturday's the big one. Saturday is the big one for myself and Jason. This is fantastic. 9 a.m. Jason will be doing a deadline stream. Countdown to the deadline with Jason. 12:15. Myself is going to be covering Fulham versus Arsenal. You know the format. The old headphones in, listening into a radio, and every 5 minutes saying, "Stop!" Then we have a bit of the break. The 3 p.m. kickoffs, as Jason told me about, they're terrible. And then at 5:15, we're both covering Leeds versus Liverpool. Jason, you need to change it, mate, if you're listening back. At 5:15, myself and Jason are covering the Liverpool versus Leeds game. It's a big week. However, I now have exclusive news, and I'll tell you what. Right, let's see. I'm right. So I'm doing an experiment, like I said, on this stream right now. And we've got 100... I actually don't like saying this, but we've got 177 people watching right now. So I'm going to do my impression again of John Nellis. Okay. And John Nellis, by the way, if you don't know, I did tweet about him earlier. So let's just bring up John for a second here. I do want you guys to check him out because his show so he does predominantly Football Index and foot stocks and all that stuff. I couldn't care less about that. What I do care about, and this is how I found out about him, was the fact that he is now starting, or he's getting more invested into fantasy football. And he has done an interview with FPL General, which is fantastic. FPL Heisenberg, which is great. And then our friend of the show, Davey FBL. And anyhow, the whole point of this, and this is his Twitter page at the moment. Go follow him. Here he is here. I did this funny video, if you want to say that of me last night. And let's just quickly play it for you guys. Hopefully. I've nothing. Everything's all set up. Everything's all kosher. Everything's all cool, which it is. I'll just quickly play this from last night's stream if I can get the volume up. Here we go.
FPL General, how are you, sir?
Good to be here, John. Thanks for inviting me on.
Almost 400 people watching us, and only 24 people have liked the stream. Can you believe that? You know.
Yeah. So I always steal people's lines from whatever it may be. You may know that I'm a massive Office fan, Extras fan. My whole life has been destroyed by Office quotes, Extras quotes, in-betweeners quotes, blah 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 blah. And I just love with people's contents just taking snippets and just having a laugh about it. And I've got another funny one to show you guys in a second. But yeah, we got 177 people watching us right now, and we've only got 58 likes. Come on, guys. I want to get to, right, I'll be straight with you. I'm going to reveal a special guest on Wednesday. I want to get to 100 likes. Once we hit 100 likes, I will reveal that guest on Wednesday. So I can officially announce we've got a guest on Wednesday, or I've got a guest on Wednesday. Once we get to 100 likes, I will reveal it, and I will let you guys know exactly who that person is. It's also part of an experiment as well, which is simply this, which I can go into detail. So, as John would say, essentially, the way YouTube works is that it's all part of an algorithm. And basically, myself and Jason want to promote this show. And Jason was telling me some figures that 50% of our audience are actually from outside of the Elite FPL community. And we want to get more. We want to get more. I want to get more. Not going to lie, from a selfish point of view, we want to get more. Now, I've worked out that it would appear that once this specific show hits 100 likes, YouTube seemed to go, hello, let's push you up the algorithm. And that's when it's no coincidence that once we do hit the 100 mark, lots more people start flying in. And that's who me and Jason want to grab. We've got you guys, the hardcore Elite FPL community that join us on a daily basis, on a regular basis. We're on the road to 5,000, and I just want to get that experiment done. And it appears that, hey, congratulations, it's worked. So I can reveal the guest. Thank you, genuinely. Thanks for that, for being part of that experiment. And I lied. We haven't got a guest after all. No, we have. That was if anybody's a Peep Show fan out there, that could be my impression of Jeremy. If you're not a Peep Show fan, you're stuffed. Basically, that would have that would have stuffed it. So on Wednesday morning, I wish. Mr. Anderson's saying, Susan James. No. It's a friend of the show. It's Davey FPL. Davey FPL has kindly said he'll join me for a breakfast show on Wednesday morning. So Wednesday morning at 8 o'clock, that's when I'll be doing it. So 8 o'clock on Wednesday morning, Davey FPL will be joining me to talk with you guys, to talk all things, obviously, fantasy football. And more importantly, I want you guys to come in the waiting room and speak to Davey. Ask him the questions. Ask him his thought processes on what you're thinking. Just like you did with FPL Dave, Andy, Capin and J&O last night. It's great. And me personally, I'm wanting to do more collaborations with various content creators or whatever. My dream would be Susan James. I've already said that we have been in contact with them. It's just by pure coincidence that this week they are extremely busy, as you guys know, with the amount of content that they've been doing regarding their correspondence. But it will happen at some point, and we have put it out there to the various guests that we have on this week that, look, all you've got to do is just basically send us a message and we'll get you live on air. We want people that are part of the content creator community to be part of the show. It's enjoyable. We're not, I keep saying this, I don't want to bore people, but it's just a fact. It's like I and Jason just want to have a laugh. Like, yes, we can be serious about things and stuff, but I just like getting people on, just have a laugh and a joke about everything. Yeah, take last night, that absolutely ridiculous moment where myself, Jason and J&O were singing for like towards the end of the show because a caller just, all he kept saying was, hello? 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 Started singing, hello? But this is my point about having a laugh. So if you haven't seen it on @Elite FPL, this is when I bet it won't come up. Should do. So I quickly tweeted this out because, well, oh yeah, Llama, I know you're there. I've seen your name. I will be bringing that up in a minute. Ah, is it not there? How frustrating. That's annoying. I wanted to show you what I tweeted out this morning regarding FPL Dave, but I can't. Brilliant. So what I am going to do is promote friend of the show. And Llama, I know you're listening because I've seen your name pop up. By the way, for anybody that doesn't know and is wondering, why didn't Steve-O read the chat? Oh, he's a bit of an arrogant... I nearly swore then. He's a bit of an arrogant git, isn't he? I've made it my duty to try and avoid chat as much as possible because of the persuasion of ideas that come into play in a kind of like... Unfortunately, I'm weak. Dale, weak. Private joke. And I get persuaded. So I don't really look at chat. So occasionally when I bring up another screen that I'm doing now, I'll see like a name. There he is. There's Linguistic Llama. But there. And I haven't actually read your message you sent me, Llama. It may have said seen, which is going to link me into something beautifully in a minute. I've got it. Oh, another exclusive. Got another exclusive to tell you guys. But yeah, I have read the message, but I haven't read the message. I've just seen it. That's it. So I will respond to that later on because I know you've put a lot of time into that specific. But the point being is that Linguistic Llama, the Llama Lounge, as you knew from last season, there it is. Go subscribe to the Llama Lounge. Linguistic, can you, Llama, can you just put a link in the chat for people to essentially subscribe to? It is going to be Matt, aka the Gooner. It's going to be FPL Booner. I mean, in fact, Llama, I've got a better idea. Why don't you come live on air and speak to me about it? I know what it's about, but I'm not going to do it any justice. So can you please, if you can, jump on Discord for a second, jump in the waiting room, and I'll just happily bring you on to promote your own channel, because I want people to watch this. Because why? It is in association with us. So this has been a long time coming, and I cannot wait. I mean, that picture alone up on screen is, here's the impression again, stunning. Stunning, Mr. Simpson. I think that's beautiful. I mean, a beautiful picture of Boona there. He's got bigger eyes, hasn't he? But I highly, highly recommend go check out Llama Lounge. And yeah, when it comes into play, like I said, it's all in association with us. He has put a lot of time and effort. I've been trying to help him around whenever he's been doing live streams. I've been trying to tell him where to put certain stuff, microphone levels, blah, 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 blah. Whenever I get an opportunity to see him live, which is always good to do experiments. And yeah, it's all good. And I'm really, really, I'm just looking at that alone, really happy for Llama doing all this. But I know about it anyway. So I'm just hoping that all you guys can support friend of the show, Llama, because we all know who Llama is. But now he's delved into the world of YouTube, mainly Warzone, which beautifully, as I like to say to Dan, beautifully links me into another kind of exclusive. It's not strictly talking fantasy football, but friend of the show, Dre Zera, you all know who Dre Zera is. Basically, whether you're aware or not, he does some podcasts. I'm not talking about his fantasy work that he does. I'm talking about his actual shows on his other channel, where Dre Zera Uncensored, where basically he does a podcast about certain subject matters. I.e., the other day he did one about new metal. He also did an interview with various members of the community. He did one with, well, specifically on that show, it was with Paulie. But the other day, now I know I can talk and talk and talk, but myself and Dre did a very dark podcast for nearly 3 hours. It was a Joe Rogan-esque pod about me, and it was dark. Now, the reason why this is an exclusive, because number one, none of you will know about this, but number two, what I'm going to let everybody into is the fact that myself and Jason agreed, even though it was my idea and we probably do this anyway, that we are going to release that for members only. So I keep saying this, that I want to be bringing more full members. Link is there to find out about all things membership for this show. Essentially, just hit the join button if you want to become a member. $1.99 or $4.99, whatever you would like to pay. But really, predominantly the $1.99 will get you various exclusive streams, various other videos, etc., etc. But in this specific case, I was very proud of this particular pod in which I went deep into my life. It was very grim at some points. I got very emotional at some points. We covered many topics about myself, ranging from music, wrestling, Elite FPL. In fact, a lot of people will be towards the end of the actual pod itself. Dre asked me a question about the future, and I spent I think 10, 15, 20 minutes what I can see the future of Elite FPL being. You've all heard it before, I think the majority of you have, but I opened up a lot. I opened up a lot on that pod because it was just nice being in a relaxed, well, I was just in here. I was just in a relaxed environment, chatting absolute shit about me. But it was just a conversation with a mate. Like Dre, the background of it was Dre just said, look, do you want to do a show? And I went, yeah, sure. And he just replied with, well, what do you want to talk about? And I went, I'll be straight with you. I want to talk to you about why I hate social media. And he just went, cool, let's do it. He said, you're going to get about 30, 40 minutes. And I just joked and went, Dre, mate, I could talk for an hour on that subject alone. And it ain't going to be 40 minutes. I'm sorry, mate, but it's going to have to be on a lot longer. And that wasn't disrespecting to him. It's just a fact. And he just went, yeah, cool, whatever. You do whatever. And for 2 hours 40, 2 hours 45 minutes later, Dre just said, I could talk for another 3 hours with you, but I really have to go because I'm doing a podcast myself. So we had to wrap up, but this is going to be released in 2 weeks' time, and we are going to be releasing it for members only. And yeah, I'd like to think that this will expose Dre's podcast more to the wider audience because I like his pods. In fact, the reason why I wanted to do a pod about him doing... Oh, interesting. Why I wanted to do him a service and why I want... This is why I don't read chat because I've just seen something that it's just popped up and I'll bring it up on screen now. Yeah, I wanted to do him a service and I listened to one of his pods where his friend Jackie Hyde essentially was talking about social media and I just wanted to be on the pod at that precise moment and just let rip about my thoughts and opinions on it, but that's by the by. And yeah, I really enjoyed the show and I want to get Dre more exposure. And yep, here we are, exclusive reveal. So will this come up? No, it won't actually come up. It'll be too big. Is that too big? Is it too big? Is it too big? Yes, it is too big. Damn you. Right, so here we go. I can right. I don't know if you can see that on screen or not. You can see that. So basically, Havertz has been added to the game at 8.5. Well. 8.5, eh? Alan at... I can't even read it. I can't even read it, but who cares? Who cares about Alan, Cedric, Ceballos, Havertz there? 8.5 million. You can talk about that amongst yourselves. Like I said, I will be taking callers. I will be taking one caller, one question, and it's not going to be any of this 2-3 minute call. It's going to be for 1 minute. And I ain't got any technology to say you've only got 1 minute left, but what I can do is I can just essentially just put the old timer on my clock, just like that, and that'll be a minute. But I will be taking calls in a second. But talking of live streaming and everything, as I said to Capin the other day, because I've kind of stopped myself from watching, listening, whatever, to content, I've kind of started like revisiting things that I used to enjoy. Specifically in this case, I used to enjoy watching people do live streams, specifically Call of Duty live streams. I just find the live stream format just fascinating. And I have started watching a guy called The Broken Machine. I'm sure there's people here that know who The Broken Machine is. And I started watching this guy called SoCal. And it's just fantastic watching the way they interact with their audiences. Now, admittedly, you're specifically watching them for them playing a computer game. I get that. But I just learn a lot about how the live stream format works, doing all this. And as I said to Jason just a minute ago, and as I said to Capkin the other day, with the live stream format, these guys do it on a daily basis, like up to 8, 9. I mean, SoCal does it like 9 hours a day, just playing Call of Duty, specifically Warzone. And it just fascinates me. And it just makes me think in my head, I'm just like, you know what? I know that me and Jason like had a bit of a reputation for doing these streams on a daily basis, and I always do that joking line, don't I? Like, we are virtually a daily streaming service, but it's true, and I get it. Like, the more I learn about this world, the more I come to an understanding that, you know what? Let's just stream every day if we can, if it's possible. Obviously, yes, you can have a break, but people just want to watch, like, Jason speak, me speak, whatever. It just passes X amount of time. Whatever you're doing, it just passes that time. And I just love it. I think it's fantastic, and I will be able to bring on somebody in a second. But yeah, I just think it's fantastic. In fact, I'm just going to have a conversation with somebody now. So Llama, get ready. We're going to bring the Llama on screen in 2 seconds, and what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the Llama Lounge. So let's just bring on Daily Linguistic Llama now. Hey, Llama.
Hello.
Hello. There's my impression. Do it again.
Hello.
Hello. Should we just do that for a whole stream? Hello.
Long time no speak. How's tricks? Everything going okay?
Oh, it's going great. It's it's. I'm really, as I said at the start of the stream, I'm enthused by everything at the moment that's going on with Elite FPL. It's going really well,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm just excited to be talking to you now about the Llama Lounge. Tell us about it.
So, well, we'll do probably a live stream this week.
Yes, you're good.
Out with obviously Elite FPL stuff. But yeah, just a kind of introductory stream, how we all met, which was via Elite FPL. As you know, we obviously helped and assist you guys with the building of the Discord. And then what happened in lockdown, when when the Premiership just stopped, the three of us started gaming more together. So we were sitting streaming Warzone, and we were like, look, we don't want to separate completely away from Elite FPL, obviously, because we enjoy working alongside you, working alongside Jason. But we want to just do something a little bit different, still FPL related, still gaming related, but let's just do something a little bit different. So the Llama Lounge was always there, and that's what we've done. So the three of us have got together, got a few people involved in the creation of our characters, the images, all that type of stuff, and yeah, all good to go, and I'm looking forward to it.
Just to clarify, it will be what, the three of you do? By the way, just to let everybody know, this is literally a live conversation. What I'm about to ask Llama, he has no idea what I'm going to ask him or anything. And again, this kind of goes on what I love about live stream and what you're going to experience, Llama, which is just chatting with friends.
Talking piss.
And so just to clarify, it's going to be yourself, Boona, and Matt.
Yeah.
And what you're going to be talking to.
So we're going to get
playing computer game. Or?
So I think you'll be interested when you start to see the imagery that'll pop up. Might remind you of some other imagery that you see out there, but God forbid we wouldn't want to copy anyone's thumbnails. Wouldn't want to create any drama on Twitter or anything like that. But yeah, so what we want to do is we want to have a straight up debate show. So the three of us will be picking general topics. We'll get a right good debate going about whatever those topics are. Who's for it, who's against it, and what their opinions are. Within that, we would look to get people like yourself on air with us to get involved in the debate. It's all just friendly banter, shall we say, Steve-O. But it's good to have a debate. So it'll be all about FPL topics. And as I say, just get the debate going. The other thing we want to do is almost like a summary at the end of a week. So again, how the Premier League relates into FPL. Again, a slightly different setup for a show. But yeah, listen, there's a lot of stuff that's kind of same old out there. We know this. We've spoke about it hundreds and thousands of times before. Elite FPL went out and done things a little bit edgier. You know that the Llama Lounge is edgier. And so we're just going to continue with that vein. So it'll still be FPL related. However, it'll be our own twist on it.
And how often are you planning on streaming each week?
So this is what the hope is. But as you know, and some of the people that are in the chat that now also know, the three of us are all working full time. So as I say, the initial stream will just be a bit about us, because that's the other thing. And I know when I was watching you guys with FPL Dave the other day there, that's the kind of way we've always wanted to be. You know, yeah, it's great to kind of get people on, and some people are more open than others. We understand that. However, let's just get to know each other a little bit better instead of try to get to know you on how bad a team I've picked for a game week or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Let's try and get, you know, we'll keep obviously FPL there. That's why everyone's, you know, hopefully going to be tuning in and all the rest of it. But let's just get to know the people a bit better.
It's funny you say it, because it's why certain shows stick out to me. Again, we're all different. We all approach things in a different way. But from my point of view, I get the impression that people that are within the industry, so to speak, when they are guests on the show, yes, obviously they have the mindset of, obviously I'm going to be talking about fantasy football. I think they're more open and honest when you start talking about other hobbies that they have. Like, there were certain things I wanted to speak to Andy about, actually, about, like, for example, like the gym world as an example, whatever. And whenever I personally listen into other shows when they got a guest on, like, yeah, I find it interesting when they talk about fantasy football, because that's how you know that individual. But I actually, the reason why I got into FPL Dave is because he did a show which was, I keep forgetting what it's called now, something relax and chill, or whatever it was.
Yeah, that is it, yeah.
FPL and chill. He was just playing on the whole Netflix and chill thing, and he did one with Nick or Tom from Who Got the Assist. I forget which one.
Yep, that's right. Yep.
And I don't drink. Right, let me just clarify this. I have a laugh.
Whoa. Go back a step there. You don't drink. I could pull up video evidence within the space of 2 minutes, proving to your whole audience that you're a drinker.
I can have a laugh, have a shot of vodka, whatever, but I don't go out to a pub, a club. I've never enjoyed it. Find out when Dre's Air is uncensored about why. But, no, in all seriousness, I don't really drink. But when I was listening to FPL those stream with Tom or Nick, all they talked about for an hour was drinking.
Mm-hmm.
And like their favourite drinks. And I was just like, this is so entertaining and just so enjoyable. Yes, I could listen to them talk about fantasy football, but I mean, to take it to a dark room. I remember when, again, I apologise which one it was. It was either Nick or Tom that were on Planet FPL. Do you know which one it was when they did their 24-hour stream? And one of them came on at night, at midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. It was one of the two. If someone in chat can just maybe remind me. But one of the two.
I can't remember. I was probably in a gutter at that point.
Yeah. But one of them two were essentially talking about their health, their health, and it was fascinating hearing about what this individual had gone through over the past year, and I was just mesmerised by listening to this, hearing a guy just openly talk about his health issues.
Yeah,
it was brilliant. It was genuine. I don't mean brilliant for what he was going through, but just brilliant from the point of view that it was just an interesting talking point.
No, I totally get that, Steve-O, and that's what I prefer, you know, and I understand, I think a lot of people and a lot of guests that you'll get on, and you've experienced this, I know you have, for whatever, you know, I can understand it, that sometimes they just clam up when they come on air. and you'll get a one-word answer, a two-word answer, and that's pretty much it. And then when they get off, I guarantee you they've been sat there going, oh, balls, I should have said such and such, or I really wanted to ask this, that, and the next thing. I think the more and more times people get used to coming on live streams, the more comfortable they'll become with it. And I think as long as the people that are sat in the waiting room just now are ready to just open up, just relax, pretend you're on a phone call with one of your best mates or a family member, just chill out. Steve will soon rip into your team and tell you how rotten it is, but just be prepared to take it.
I'll either rip into it or I'll just probably do an impression. Or
copy it.
or copy it. Just to let everybody know, you are, because you're in association with us, it's all done through our Discord, isn't it?
I think, I'm pretty sure it is. I mean, I know that, this was another thing that I was contemplating, was creating my own Discord, and the only reason of doing that was because, as you guys have experienced, you can end up getting everyone and their granny all just clambering in. If it was just set up on its own, then if Steve-O comes on here, Steve-O will be in that lounge then. And if you can then imagine that down the line, you're only ever going to have the select people in that Discord. But hey, the world's the oyster, do you know what I mean? But Elite FPL is where it started, so it'd be good to try and keep it there within that Discord.
You, like I said, I'm having an open conversation. This is why I love live streams. I think that once people have what I classify as real talk, I think that's when we can all, like you just said, relax a bit. And you're looking forward to doing the old live streaming itself and quote unquote exposing yourself to complete strangers and everything.
I will be, as long as my technology holds up. Because if you remember, though, I think the last time I actually spoke to you, my mic just kept cutting out every 10 minutes. That'll annoy me. But I know we've ran a few test streams and stuff like that. Everything seems to be going well. So, hey, listen, fingers crossed, toes crossed, all goes well, and we'll just see what happens. To be honest, like you, when you first started dipping your toes into the world of FPL and moving Elite forward, etc., alongside Dan and Jason, that's where we're at. We're just going to baby step our way through it, and that's how we'll crack on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the best way that I've always told anybody to approach this is, I know Dan's here, your social media assistant, I know is here. I make this point that just do what you do without worrying about who's watching and who's subscribing.
Exactly.
Don't worry about it. When the three of us started this journey, we had no idea that it would get to the point where we've got like 100 people watching us, 200, 300, whatever. I mean, we're getting, like, last night we had like 400 people watching us. The other day, 800 people. I never even imagined getting someone like Andy on. I never thought I'd ever be getting invested into the world of FPL content creating like we have now. But it's just naturally evolved. It's organically evolved. We're not, unfortunately, again, something that I spoke to Drazer about on the Drazer Uncensored pod that I did with him. I think the problem with this world at the moment is that people just want things instantly. They're not willing to wait.
Yeah.
I predominantly see it in the gym world. Don't get me wrong. The parallels with the gym world and the YouTube world is not literally parallel.
I've been at the gym for 3 days lifting these weights, and I've still got no muscles in my arms. What's happening? I saw that the gym's not for me.
Yeah. And the worst I see is, like, unfortunately, the phone usage in gyms at the moment is to the point of where this morning I'm seeing a couple. It was a boyfriend and girlfriend. You knew what their goals were. The lad was there to get massive. The girl was there to get, skinny. And I looked over, and the girlfriend was stood behind the squat rack. They were doing They were benching, and the girl was behind the machine.
I've got all kind of stupid images now in my head now. The girl's over at the squat machine. Well, I don't know what you've been doing.
I'm on the cross trainer cardio, you know,
Oh, right,
stripping
right,
fat,
okay.
you know. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So she's on her phone, staring at it. He's sat at the end of the bench, crunched over, terrible posture, staring at his phone. And ironically, after about 3 minutes of me just on the cross trainer, plodding along, eventually she's clearly bored of just standing around doing nothing on her phone. So she then goes over to her boyfriend, puts her hand in his face, starts waving in his face to be like, come on, it's now your set. And he's just like that, I better just kind of go through the motions.
Did she have a full set of makeup on? Because that's the
No,
other thing
she
that I
was-
see a lot of in gyms, is the girls go in there as if they're going on a night out.
Mate,
You think, like, I walk out of the gym, literally trailing my sweat behind my trainers. Do you know what I mean? And think, yeah, that was a good workout. Done well today, Steve. Well done. Well played, pal. But then I look at the girl that's been there about the same time as me, no ounce of sweat whatsoever, and not even a drip coming off the mascara. And I'm like, what are you here for? You're paying 70 quid a month just, what, to stand and look pretty?
It wants me
Like,
to...
fair enough if that's what floats your boat. Like, but, jeez.
I spoke to Dre Zer about all this, and it's... The thing that I have the issue with is that the problem that I have with the gym world is that, yes, it's good that people want to get into better shape, or more to the point, live a healthier lifestyle. I get that. But the problem is that I personally think from a cynical point of view, they're only doing it not because it's for health benefits, it's because they're on social media all day and everybody's in their face going, I've been to the gym today, look at me, I'm amazing and stuff. And then they feel guilty that they don't do it. Yeah. So then they go to the gym. I saw a girl the other day and this is just mental. Right, everybody, if you're not enjoying, I'm gonna do the old Steve-O line, Llama. If you're not enjoying this, clear off. We ain't gonna be talking fantasy football. We're talking gym. If you're not liking it, clear off. So
we will get into fantasy football.
We will talk about fantasy football, and that's why I've deliberately put up a my team. But no, she was in the wherever it was. And I was doing bodyweight squats, and she comes in and just stands there, flicking through her phone. Yeah. I just roll my eyes like, oh, here we go. Yeah. Puts the phone down and just goes through the motions of barely even doing quarter squats. Like it was just basically her bending at her knees and up again. I was just like, okay, fair enough. You're a complete amateur.
She would squat more if she dropped her phone on the floor, though.
Yes, she would have definitely done that, and that's probably a new technique that maybe I should use. Just put the phone on the floor. Come on, grab it. Put it down again, grab it. And so basically, she went through the motions, and the second that she stopped, puts her hand in her pocket, straight to the phone, straight in her face, scrolling through, then puts it back in her pocket, starts going through the motions. I'm just like, I already know why you're in this gym. It's because I think that you see all these girls that you follow on Instagram and everything, and all this. Nearly swore then. See, I could swear on Dre Zera's pod. I can't swear on it. All this nonsense on social media, all these perfect imageries, and you've gone in your head, I want to be like that. I want to look like that. And it's a case of, that's great. I'm glad you set yourself a goal. But, you know, you kind of got to put the work in. You've kind of got to stop with the distractions. And unfortunately for people, going back to what you were saying, which is, I went to the gym for a few days, and after that, of doing a couple of bicep curls, I don't look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't look like Kai Green. I don't look like Juji Mufu. Okay?
Who?
Oh, come on, Juji Mufu. Come on, there's got to be someone in chat that knows who's... hold on a minute, it is FPL Dave. Just been slagging you off, mate. Did you... Davey boy, did you watch that video? Did you retweet it, mate?
But I think, as you say though, Steve-o, it's like it's like a filtered world that we seem to live in now. Like that girl, for all you and I know, might have taken a picture of herself, stuck it through about 20 different filters, posted it as if she's done a massive workout, when in reality, as you say, she's been there 10 minutes.
Mate, I see it all the time. It's, in fact, funny enough, talking of girls that were wearing makeup, I saw this girl the other day. I could tell that she was a Instagram celebrity, all this, nearly swore again, all that nonsense. And she was wearing the makeup, she had the fish lips, all that nonsense. And she'd been in the, what I classify as the posing room. It's a studio, but it was the posing room because it's got all the mirrors and everything like that. And she came out and she
That's
was...
exactly where you go, isn't it?
It's the old...
You're straight into the posing room.
No, I stopped because I was told, excuse me, mate, you're going to have to put your top back on. What? I was just like... Mate, there's no one in here. Don't worry about it. Like, the only reason why you're telling me is because you're just trying to stamp your authority down. Just do one, all right?
Yeah.
Anyhow, the point being is that I could tell that she'd been in there, took a few pictures. She comes out, the old walk. Look at me, lads. Yeah, great, well done. No disrespect, but you know you don't look that great, but whatever. Goes on the old back, the lateral pull down machine. Does a thing because of course it's the cool thing to do to have a strong back and everything. And then she just does like a few reps and wanders off. And just,
that's right, because like... if I was back in that dating world, the first thing I'm going to be looking at on a woman is her back.
A strong back makes all. I mean, if you were to see, in fact, I may even just send you a video of Jujumufu. If you see Jujumufu's back, you will understand why. But yeah, I just find it just like fascinating. And even the other day, one of the stories that I told on the pod with Dre was this. I was doing the leg extensions, and I literally just did one. I did one set, and essentially I'm going through a different training program at the moment where basically I'm doing 4 sets of a lightweight, but I'm doing a high rep range. So I've got to do a minimum of 15 reps, maximum of 20. If I can do 20 reps on, for argument's sake, 8 kilogram dumbbells for curls, I will go up to 9 kilograms. If I get to 20 on that, I'll go up to 10. And then by which point I should only be able to do 15. It's all nice controlled form, all that nonsense. And it's horrible. And I get a minute and a half rest in between all that nonsense anyhow. So I did my first set on leg extensions. This girl walks over and she puts her stuff down. She sits in there. I went, oh, I'm actually using that machine, but you're more than welcome to use it as well. And she went, she clearly didn't understand or didn't hear what I said, but she just sits in there. And what does she do? She whips out the old phone and she's just there. And I just thought, it's okay. I've still got 45 seconds of rest left, so let's just leave it. Eventually, she starts doing a set. She does like, oh, blind, we've just had a subscriber. They must be loving this. So she does like 4 reps on leg extensions, just like going through the motions. Second she stops, I'm thinking, right, she's just going to get off and I just get on with it. Nah, she gets out the old phone and starts texting away, and I'm just looking at her like, I'm going to have to say something. And I just said, do you mind if I just do my set? And she looked at me and went, oh, you were using it. You were using this, were you? And I'm thinking, I was the one that said you can jump in with me. So I went, I said we can share it. Yeah, if you want to share it, we can. She went, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Gets up, walks away, of course, on her phone typing away. And I just thought, stop wasting your money. Stop wasting your money. I know why you're here. It's just a trend. And it's one of the things that I essentially, Aussie boy saying, Aussie boy, why aren't you in bed? Steve-o hates phones. I don't hate phones. I hate the way people use phones and the fact that they don't seem to understand that, like, there's more important things in life than what's going on in your phone. And what I get really perplexed by is when, like, I'm in a shopping centre, which is very rare. More importantly, stuff that when I'm going out for a pleasant walk, I'll give you an example. When I used to go down to the South Bank in London, and I'd just sit there, just looking at the Thames and looking at the beautiful views and everything, and like you'd see couples walking past, And this is the same scenario. You'd have bloke walking in front, typing on his phone, girlfriend behind, typing on her phone. I'm just like, wow, you must love each other. You can't even hold hands and talk to each other while looking at this beautiful view.
It's the same if you go. It's the same if you go to restaurants. See if you have a look at people in the restaurant. Like watch couples in a restaurant. My missus and I, if we're out, not that we're out to just stare at other people. Obviously, I need to just put that out there. But if you have a glance around when you're out at a restaurant or something like that, the amount of couples that are barely making conversation with each other and scrolling up and down through their phone, you think, why did you not just get I nearly swore. Why did you not just get a takeaway and just sit in your own house?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
I speak to Dan. I speak to Dan.
You're meant to be out enjoying yourself here.
Yeah, I spoke to my mate Dan and Steve a lot about it. So I go into real depth. And I made this point to Dan that years ago, this a video went around on Facebook where basically it would show you the Facebook world that this person was portraying and then the real world. Oh my God, that was bleak to watch because it was so true. And I just sadly see it all the time. And I just, like, people can do whatever they want on their phones, for crying out loud, but it's when it kind of like interferes with me, specifically at the gym. It's kind of like person will be using a piece of equipment, but they spend more time on the phone than actually using the piece of equipment that I want to use. And it's just like, man, just do your sets and clear off. You spent like 20 minutes doing whatever, but of that 20 minutes, 15 of it was on your phone and the rest of it was doing the tricep push downs, whatever it may be. And it's incredible. Llama, how much time have you got to spare, just of interest? All day, 5 minutes? What have we got here?
Listen, just you crack on. If I need to go, I'll go.
Okay,
I'll give you a heads up.
If you're happy to just not speak, but I've made this specific point that people can come on, but they're only to ask us, in this case, one question, and they're gone. They get like literally a minute. What do you reckon? I'm Steve. J&O.
Your show, you lead it, and I'll support you along the way, pal.
J&O, I'm stealing your idea, mate. I'm going to be doing the 1 minute round. So people in the waiting room right now, we're doing the 1 minute round. And thanks everybody for watching this. We are now going to be doing all things fantasy football. I can't, unfortunately, bring up anything on Discord. Llama, maybe you'll be able to help. No, I can't bring anything on Discord. So anybody in the waiting room right now, make sure that you're unmuted. So guys in the waiting room, unmute your mics. We can bring you on. You can speak to myself and Llama, where you can ask essentially Llama a question, and we're going to give you 1 minute to answer that specific question. You ready, Llama?
Ma'am, and I think there's a few folk in chat already. Prash is finally, Prash says.
Prash, you clearly didn't hear what I said. If you're not liking it, clear off. In fact, J&O was making that point earlier on. He said yesterday, he goes, I can't believe how savage you are with callers. It's just like, get on with it. You know, just you ask the question, let's go. So, Repulsed, we're bringing you live on air. Repulsed, are you there? He's clearly thinking that we're going to be talking all day with this. So, here he is. Oh.
Hey guys.
Hello, Repulsed. You have 1 minute starting right this second. What do you want to ask the Llama?
Okay, so I've been playing a 3-4-3 formation with no Salah in it.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Go for it.
Are you wondering if that's a good move?
No, and actually I have Greenwood and Luke Shaw in with blank game weeks in the bench. And what would you rather do or have instead of those United players, and instead take a hit in game week 2?
If I was you, I would try your very best not to take any hits if you can avoid it. You've got two Man United players that are ready and waiting for game week 2. If you want to go down the no Salah approach and you think your team looks good in that 3-4-3 formation, you go for it. Just be yourself. As Wiz would say, #play your own game.
Oh, you've done it within 58 seconds.
Mate.
That's it, Repulse. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. That's excellent. Next caller, we will bring. This is what it's going to be. If you want to join myself and Llama, it's going to be as quick fire as that, and I am going to be, like I said, it's all a bit of fun. You can join. You can join Jason tomorrow, having a laugh. You can speak to him for 3 hours. I'm not here for 3 hours. I'm here to go out in the sun in a minute, top up my tan. I know he's been here since the start. Lidster, go for it. 3 seconds gone already. Come on, Lidster. Speak.
Hey, guys.
Hello. What do you want to talk to Llama about?
We've got 3 duos to pick. So at the minute, I have Robertson and Greenwood to come on in the second game week.
Okay.
Would you stick with that or swap to a 5-mil fullback, either Ben Davis or Reece James, and then up Greenwood to Rashford for the second game week? Or swap it to Doherty and Kai Havertz, and then swap Havertz to Pulisic when Pulisic is fit.
20 seconds.
Oh, right, okay. So, So Doherty, I think's a very good pick right from the get-go, and I think he'll do well at Spurs.
10.
A couple of your other players are really hard to go with.
2.
But yeah, I would go with
1.
Doherty from the get-go. There's too many players, Steve-O, to even contemplate what was going on in my head then. Jesus, what are you doing to me here?
Lidster, thank you for the call. Right then, Benji.
What, are you actually just getting rid of them?
Yes,
Because I can't
I want as
answer
many
it in
people
10
to come on
seconds.
air as possible. Come on, get in the waiting room. Let's have a bit of fun here. Benji. Benji.
He's muted and he can't hear us.
Oh, Benji, let's bring on Gunnar then. Gunnar has just joined us quickly. Like I said, if you want to come quickly live on air, join the Discord. The link is in the description. I'm sure some of the moderators know how to do it. Gunnar, just unmute your mic.
It looks the same. It looks muted.
Come on, lads, you're experts. The Benji especially. There we are. Gunnar, go for it.
Hello.
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 Hiya, Gunnar. How
Hello?
you doing, mate? You alright?
Yeah, I'm good, Manny.
Yeah, good, thanks. Good, thanks.
Would
Go
you
for it.
go Dele Alli or Havertz?
Oh.
Same price.
Oh. I would probably go with Havertz. However, have a look and see if Pulisic should click. If he gets fit for game week 1, I'd be going him instead over Dele Alli. I think out of the Tottenham attackers, you're wanting to be looking probably towards someone like Son, if not Kane up front. I wouldn't do what Steve-O's done and try and triple up on them. I think that's too much. But yeah, if you're looking for a Chelsea asset to get in, I'm not too sure how Havertz is going to be. Is he going to be the assister of the assist? Whereas
if Pulisic was fit, he'd
10,
be straight in.
9,
yeah, I would.
8.
That's what I'm looking at. Not that I'm anything to go by the way, but I'm just saying. But do you play your game?
2. Oh, excellent, Gunnar. You're a star. Thank you very much for joining us. Llama, I don't think people like this format. Everybody seems to want to be. They're all narcissistic. They all seem to be one on air for about 20 minutes with Jason. It ain't happening here. I want to. I know Andy. Let's talk FPLs here. Maybe Andy. Maybe if you have a quick question, Dave, FPL Dave. I know you were here. Maybe you want to ask myself or Llama a question. Benji has just unmuted his mic. Let's go for it, Benji.
Oh.
Hello, mate.
Oh, hiya, Benji. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good.
That's 3 seconds.
I was going to ask what captaincy with basically between Werner and Aubameyang. I know people are talking about Salah and everything, but I think everybody's going for Aubameyang. In my case, I'm going for Werner.
Nice.
What do you think?
I don't think. See, to be honest, I don't think there's much wrong with that captain's choice. To be honest, there's a few good picks. To be honest, I'm still kind of swaying over Salah or Mane just now. But I think the other thing you need to bear in mind with someone like Fulham is, yeah, it's Fulham and blah blah blah, and they're just up from the Championship and all that type of jazz. However, are they actually going to start like complete duds?
10,
right from game
9,
week 1, because the
8.
chances are they're probably going to go for it. So yeah, I like your shout with Werner as your captain choice.
2,
yeah, decent.
1. There we are, Benji. That's the minute up. Oh, Llama. Let's try and get some more callers on. Anybody? Welcome to a Steve-O stream. What was I going to say?
You've got Andy done as well.
Oh, King Khan. King Khan. King Khan, go for it.
To be fair, it took Khan about an hour and a half to actually wake up.
Come on, Khan. He's there. I know he is because he just said in the chat about a minute's not longer. Oh, here he is. I was listening to the stream.
Hiya, pal. How you doing? Long time no speak. You doing all right?
Yeah, good, mate. I don't have any questions. I just wanted to ask you: is there gonna be the elimination, that league, the Champions League this year or not?
Is that not a question?
Of course. But hey, I could take 30 seconds to answer that, but I'll only take 2. Yes, there will be an Elite Champions League this season.
You've got 26 seconds, Kun. Maybe you could ask Llama a fantasy football question.
Now I'll ask Dave quickly. Will Fernandes be a top 5 mid?
Top 5 mid? What, for point scoring?
Yes.
No.
I think he will. Oh, top 5. Oh, 15 seconds.
Have you seen who's in midfield?
Yes, I do. Llama, you've got 7, 6. No one's speaking.
Yeah, I think it will. As long as Man United keep getting the penalties that we've been
That's
getting.
it.
Yeah.
King Khan, you're a star. Thank you. If anybody else wants to be part of this quick fire, round, Llama, what I want to ask you.
Oh Jesus! Go for it.
In all seriousness, next week our schedule is it's looking
Pretty
good,
tight.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's looking good. It's looking like a tight little schedule you've got running now.
Yeah. What did you think about the fact that we've now decided to there it is. Hold on a minute.
The only thing I would say is I've never known you to actually stick to a schedule.
Hold on, Llama.
So...
Hold on, Llama. Llama,
Oh
two
dear,
seconds.
Davey boy.
All right, okay.
And Mr. James. Looks like somebody's going to be in for a copyright strike. Or just send us a cheque for 50p for every mug that you sell.
It's exclusively
I can't
for
hear any
Elite
of that.
FPL managers.
Oh dear, Davey boy. And Mr. James. Looks like somebody's going to be in...
If anybody wants to see the full video, just go over to @Elite FPL. It's all a bit of fun and games. Basically, Llama.
Yeah, go and tell us, because I've got the stream muted, so I couldn't hear anything there. And I just seen a picture of you, then a picture of mugs, and then I was kind of putting two together and getting 5.
So basically, FPL Dave is sponsored by, I think his name's FPL Trophy, I think. But anyway, it's beside the point. But in all seriousness...
is it not FPL merch?
That's it. FPL merch, that's the one, yeah. And basically, they do some funny videos, adverts more to the point, when they do their 8 simple rules pods. And basically, the advert is about selling mugs. And they're having a bit of a laugh about the fact that they'll be selling, and I quote, Elite FPL. And I just jokingly put together the fact that looks like we're going to be getting a commission out of that. But anyhow, the whole point of this is that next week is going to be absolutely fantastic. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So basically every day next week there is going to be a stream, barring Monday. Tuesday, of course, 8 o'clock with Jason. But Wednesday morning with Davey FPL. It's a breakfast show with Davey FPL. If you are joining us right now, I can let you know that Davey FPL is going to be a guest this week with me in the morning, 8 till 9:30. Thursday, 8 p.m. As it states up on screen, 8 p.m. with Jason. Friday, myself and Jason will be doing the predictions for the Game Week 1. And, of course, Saturday's the big day. Looking forward to Saturday, Llama.
I certainly am. I'm looking forward to the meltdown that happens as soon as the ball's kicked. Waiting to hear your meltdowns with all the VAR decisions that go the wrong way for you. But yeah, hey, listen, I know we've had a small kind of break there between last season and this season. What's it going to bring? Salah gets a new haircut. All of a sudden he's shit. Don't know, like, but hey, it's
50p.
amazing what. Oh, mate, honestly, see this swear jar that I've got sat next to me for a Scottish guy. It's not a good thing, like. But sorry about that. But yeah, nah. Listen, really looking forward to it. My team, Touchwood, so far is shaping up nicely. Yeah, looking forward to it. What about you?
Oh, I'm. Before I answer that, Boone has decided to participate in this 1 minute.
Oh, here we go.
Guest host. Oh, sorry, no, not guest host. Co-host of the Llama Lounge. Boone, get ready to unmute that mic. You'll have 1 minute for Llama to answer a question. Boone, go for it, my friend. You got 1 minute.
Good evening, good evening. One question from me is just, what do you think of this FPL mate? No, I'm only joking. I've put the link for the Linguistic Llama YouTube channel into the chat. That's all I want to say. Go into that, subscribe. We've got a lot of good stuff coming up over the upcoming weeks. Llama's put a lot of time and effort into it, and I just wanted to say hi to you guys. How you doing?
Very well.
Yeah, not bad, pal, not bad.
In all seriousness, Boone, you're looking forward to doing it with Matt and Llama?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. It should be good. It should be very good. I think it's going to be a combination of FPL content, general talk about football and what's going on, in the Premier League generally, as well as us, playing Call of Duty, games like that. It should be good fun. Should be good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
You've got 13 seconds, Boone. What do you want to say in those 10, 9? What do you want to say, mate?
FPL mate is an absolute wallop. I'll send you the money later. Goodbye.
You see what I've let myself in for here?
There we are. There's Booner's thoughts there on on an individual. No, I'm in right. And so in answer to your question about the fact that am I looking forward to Saturday, I cannot wait. I think the way that we are setting up next week is going to be, here we go again, stunning, absolutely stunning. I think that I'm really, really looking forward to it. Saturday is going to be absolutely golden. I am looking forward to getting back into covering the football matches. We'll of course.
Steve-o, you've just had a couple of euros chucked at you from Andy. Thanks, Andy.
Come on. You can donate more than that. Thank you, pal. Thank you for the kind donation there. Great stream, he says, Steve. Yeah, like I said, we're all here for a bit of a laugh and a bit of fun. We're not here to be all serious for once like we can all do. Hold a minute. We'll get him on. Talking of correspondence, we got someone else that's wanting to be part of this 1 minute. Like I said, if you want to come live on air with myself.
Do you know, when you said that, then I thought, there isn't a live game on, is there? Because that's exactly what you sounded like. Wait a minute.
There's not. Stop. It's a live game on Saturday. One of those correspondents will almost certainly be Paulie joining me, and he'll be joining us in a second. But no, I think this is going to be absolutely stunning on Saturday. I know I don't know for fact, but there will be lots and lots of live streams going on. During the time
for sure.
Watch. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, like I said, this is a great conversation. I'm calm about my team. I'm genuinely calm about what I've picked, my general plan. And I mentioned Andy earlier on about me listening to the show he did with Dave, and regarding certain thought processes which have potentially, and not changed my mind, but thought process in which I could be turning this team into a.
Was that your jazz hands I just seen on screen then?
My what?
Your jazz hands up at your ears there. I'm not going to change my mind.
I'm trying to think what that's off. It's off a TV show. This is years ago. So basically, do you remember the show on ITV called Bouncers? Bouncers, yeah. It was on ITV. And it was about doormen. And basically, it's always stuck in my mind when this girl in Newcastle, she comes up to the door, and the doorman's just like, you're a bit you're a bit drunk. I can't let you in. And that's it. That's all it is. And every time I kind of say, I don't know. I always do that. So yeah, it's my jazz hands Bruce saying the bill. Oh God, the bill at the moment.
So how are you? How is Jason on Saturday? Is Jason in the morning? Is he doing it like how you've set up just now, like a live stream with people calling in, or is he dipping his toes into the Discord live chat? Because if you remember last season, honestly, that place was like carnage. See, when it got to like 11 o'clock and there was half an hour left. See if you just sat like a fly on the wall but listened into some of the conversations that were going on in Discord. It was like absolute bedlam. Oh, I don't know how to get out. Oh, I've only got 20 minutes left. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? Remember there was a time you did it. You didn't even know if your transfer had went through or not.
Yeah, I think Jason said last night, and just a quick one, Boona, 100%. Boona's asking me, how likely are you to start without Salah? 100%.
You do you.
Actually, stuff that. Here we go. 99%. So.
Oh, wait a minute. So you are going to change your mind then?
Well, wait. It's Andy, the general, Capkin, all these guys making this very simple point. Yeah, clipped. Yeah, cheers, Boona. It's. Do you want to be left behind on the opening game week if, with the amount of people that are going to have Salah, if he does get that brace and, say, for argument's sake, Kane in my team or Aubameyang or whatever does nothing, and I'm going to be already behind, you could either approach it with safety or not. But no, 99% certain, based on what I think of Salah at the moment, I ain't going with him. So
remember, his hair will have grown at least a week's worth.
Yeah. So Jason said to me that he is thinking of, I doubt he will, but you never know, he's thinking of just sitting back and just entering the hangout chat and just letting that play out. A bit like a bit like the origins of the Llama Lounge, just letting people into an insight into what Discord's all about. And because Jason hasn't revealed much of his team at all.
Oh, has he? Well, yeah, he has been pretty poker playing it, hasn't he?
Yeah, and he's very coy about Salah. He's not specifically said that he's not going to go with Salah. I don't think Jason will have Salah personally. I think that he will have Salah because Jason will probably, I reckon he'll play it safe.
That's Andy's just disappearing, Steve-o, so everyone in the chat say bye-bye, Andy.
Cheers, dude. Thank you.
Everybody.
See you tonight for your stream. Yeah, I think Jason will start playing. He'll play the game safe from game week 1. I'd be fascinated to see if he goes down the route of doing the old game week 1 bench boost, wildcard game week 2. What's your thoughts on that strategy? And do you think Jason could play it? Because I've seen his face and he smiled. That smile tells me
that little Jason, that little Jason smirk that he does. It's not for me, but that's just my opinion. Obviously, that's as Wiz always says. You know, it is all about just play your own game. It's not how I would be playing it. Interestingly, I think you listened to FPL Dave's stream on it when he was talking about the pros and cons, and I was actually in his Twitch chat when it was quite interesting. Actually, got the notepad out and started jotting down what the pros and the cons were of playing a wild card early compared to holding on to it. Listen, that's what's good about FPL is there's so many different ways you can approach it and play it. And that's something else that we'll go into within the Llama Lounge. But I know that you discuss it as well, and pretty much everyone discusses the ways you can go about playing it, the ways you can get into the top 10k, how you can become number 1. I think I can't remember who it was that began for the bulk of it, if not all of it. So as I say, we know yourself. There's so many ways you can do it. As for Jason, we also know that he can pull off a -16 hit. He'll pull off -12s, -8s. He plays it his way. and keeps people guessing. Would it surprise me if he bench boosted game week 1 and then wildcarded game week 2? Nah.
No, I agree, and I apologise if we may have gone off air. We may have gone off air. I don't think we have because people are still chatting, and normally they go ape about everything. That's all right. I think everything's all. For some reason, have you ever experienced that? Just OBS saying it's disconnected?
Don't talk to me about technology, mate. Honestly, I've been running test streams and then I've just been chatting to myself.
Yes.
Realised that OBS just shut down, so the Discord, and it's like, oh right, okay, so I've just had a 10-minute chat with nobody there.
I don't know if you, I doubt you did, but I did a funny video, quite literally. Thank you to Philip saying you're off air for about 8 seconds, but everything's still, everything's fine. Everything's fine,
good.
Thank goodness.
Good.
So yeah, I did when I was with Dre Zera doing the pod, I was getting proper invested into quite it's a dark story, and I was getting really emotionally invested in it, and I was like, hold on a minute, I can't, because there was a lot of background noise from Dre, and I was like,
Dre gives you background noise?
I heard some background. I was just thinking, he's a bit quiet. Oh, maybe he's just showing me a bit of respect by just like letting me speak. No, his laptop crashed, and I've been speaking for 5 minutes on my own. Yeah, that was absolutely crazy. But no, I'm going to be fascinated with this week because, to be honest with you, mate, it's just come out of nowhere this week because the season finished not so long ago.
Yep.
It's as if that was, I've said it all the time, it's almost like that was a pre-season friendlies and then we're going into the main season now.
Yeah, I mean, see, I made a deal with the missus, right, that I've just finished my summer holiday, not that we did anything, like as in went away anywhere, it was just Costadale back garden. However, I said, look, we've got a nice 50-inch TV in the living room just now, but if we get everything painted in this whole house, can I upgrade that to a 75-inch TV? Yeah, as long as you hang it on the wall, she says. I was like, right, nice one. So now the full house is painted. So I'm hoping that over the course of this week I can get a wee television upgrade, and then that's me sorted.
Before we continue, we're going to do the old quick minute countdown. I don't think people like it. Oh, well, what a shame. They'll all complain to Jason. Paulie, you've got a minute. Hello? Hello? Come on, Paulie, you're live on air. I can't be doing impression of you all day long. What do you think about Salah versus Mane? Come on, Paulie, speak.
What, is he out in his tractor then?
At last. 15 seconds have already passed.
I was talking to myself for a minute then. Sorry.
That's all right.
My question is, and it's for you to and the chat. I've seen a lot of people in their drafts have been going with the set and forget goalkeeper. Do you think this season, with the uncertainty about players potentially getting ill, it'd be better going for 2 playing goalkeepers?
So I'll go first, Steve, and then you can jump in. So I've went for a 4.5 and a 4, and as things stand, they both play. So kind of what you're saying, Paulie, is the kind of line that I've went down, but I certainly wouldn't be going for like 2 £5 million goalkeepers or anything like that.
I've got 20 seconds to answer. Chat, that's a very good thought process. I think that Dan, I'll get into that in a minute. 8 seconds. I think that's a very, very good point that you're bringing up. But to be honest with you, I don't think it will happen, Paulie. And yeah, I think it'd be mad to do so. Thank you, mate. That's Paulie there.
You are brutal. Like, I've never seen someone move so quick out of that, like, on air.
Dan, your social media assistant, why don't you come live on air for that 1 minute and see? He just swore in chat. And,
he did.
You're a disgrace, Dan. What's going on here? Swearing in chat. And by the way, for anybody that is watching this, if you are enjoying the stream, just simply hit that like video. If you are completely brand new around here, hit that subscribe button because we are on the road to WrestleMania. The road to 5,000. Help myself and Jason get to 5K. It'd be great. And
remember those days when we first, like when Boona and I first came in? I think Boona was on like in the channel about a month before I joined, and there was about 14 of us, 15 of us.
I don't even think it was
days?
that. Because again, I keep saying this. When we first started doing this, we were only doing it live because it was just easy to upload. It just gets done like that. It's all sorted. So we were completely brand new to the live stream world, and it was Jason that would be something like, he would say something like, oh, we had 3 people watching us, we had 4 people. And the only way we knew people were like just watching us in general were like the comments after the video was done. Like, so we'd have someone like a man Dylan saying, really love the stuff you're doing, guys, what do you think about this player here or whatever, and we'd always answer and stuff. And then after a period of time, I think off the top of my head, I must have said to Jason, like, can we interact with the chat and everything? Now, again, this is my naivety, and he was just like, yeah, of course we can. And
yeah, as long as you can send a pigeon out.
Yeah.
That's how we were communicating back in the day. I'll just launch my pigeon. He's got a three letters in it, 3 letters in his claws.
So we just were just winging it. We had a structure. Me, Dan, and Jason had a structure to the show. It was essentially just talking about the Torbay Elite League, but we were also talking between each other about how we're going up against each other and our rivals and like the actual football and stuff. And then when Jason started really getting invested in it, essentially Jason just joined us because he really liked what me and Dan were doing. He was just a guest. Yeah. No one will know this, but Jason was just a guest at the time. Me and Dan just agreed that, you know what, Jason's doing really well at the moment. I don't have a flaming clue what his specific rank was, but it was something ridiculous, like 2,000th or something in the overall ranking at the time. And me and Dan were like, well, why don't we just can we get Jason on? Shall we speak to him and stuff? And Dan, me and Dan were like, yeah, let's do it. Let's just have a conversation with him. And we brought him on, and it was really weird because I still to this day haven't actually met Jason in person. A bit like what Jay and O was saying. No, I
thought you had.
No. I don't. This is a bit of an insight and more exclusive news. I don't actually know Jason personally, so to speak. We've only known each other through Elite FPL, and I've only met. Well, sorry. Let me clarify. I've met him, but literally for like a split second because he has the same friendship group that I have.
Right. Okay.
So I've like met him enough to say hello. That's about it. And yeah, so we've never actually met. So when Dan asked if Jason could come on the show, I was a bit like, I don't really know him and stuff. But yeah, why not? And anyhow, Jason really enjoyed what we were doing.
Yeah.
And I just spoke to him about getting up on YouTube and stuff. I said, yeah, I can do it. It's easy. It's not that difficult. And he's somebody that gets, as you probably aware, he's someone that really invests his time into things to make things right. Hence why we have this now. And he decided to just do everything for us and stuff. And then eventually he just said, what about bringing up the chat on screen and everything? I still, at this point, hadn't even started watching Andy Let's Talk FPL. Because let's be real here. I think he was the only one that was doing streaming for fantasy football. There were the odd podcasts, but for a streaming point of view, I'd never heard of any of this. And then when I kind of started getting more and more invested in this, morning John. Morning John, Mr. John Harris, one of the originals, of course.
The Werthers.
Yeah.
The Werthers original right there, alongside Simon.
I basically just said, Jason, if you could just get a screen set up like this and stuff, it'd be amazing. And Jason was just like, yeah, of course, it's easy. And he just did it one day, and it was like November time, and it's crazy when you look back at those shows and how, don't get me wrong, the actual screen, the presentation looks stunning. It's the fact that nobody was watching us, and I'm sure it was the man that's gone underneath the radar, Brett Mollison. I'm sure he was the first person ever to write and to have a comment come up, and then Boona, yourself. Do you know, it's funny. Oh, these are memories. This is almost like an anniversary stream. Every time you or G Wiz would like say a comment, I'd always go into panic mode, because it was at the point where we knew, at that point, me and Jason and Dan knew we were doing this live, especially when I was doing it on my mobile phone. When I was doing it on my mobile phone, through the PlayStation, I was like in proper panic mode, because I'm just like, why am I doing? Well, I knew why I was doing this, but I was just like, Christ, I'm actually doing this to like the world here.
Yeah.
And anyhow, the point being is that every time I heard the Daily Llamas here and asking me questions, I used to go into panic mode, thinking, oh Christ, what's he going to say? Is he going to be slagging us off or something? And the same with G Wiz, because it's like, you don't expect people to be coming back on a regular basis, especially when like a lot of the comments that we were receiving at the time, when I was advertising on a certain website, I was getting hate for it and stuff, and just you just get conditioned to think that whenever someone makes a comment, it's going to be hurtful or hateful. And yeah, just after a period of time, you realise, no, these people are actually genuinely here to watch the content that you're doing. And yeah, I think that now we're at a stage where, well, there's no at a stage about it. It's a fact that we're now at this point where I'm now streaming in front of like 100 people, all having a laugh. I mean, Firetog making the point here, I missed you. Where has he gone? In answer to your question, I'm pretty sure, Llama, he's on a break from FPL until the season starts. Is that right?
I'll tell you what he's doing. He'll be in the middle of Warzone, is where he'll be.
What, dying?
He'll be in Verdansk. That's exactly where he'll be now. I've never seen a guy. He got the game probably about a month or so now, and just got proper into it. So I think that's what he's been doing, just to take his mind off stuff, etc. So Firetog, that's exactly where Wiz is just now.
While we're on memory lane, I'm not going to be well, I'm not going to use the word. Danny boy, your social media assistant, speak to the nation. You are live with myself and Llama on the Elite FPL show. If you are enjoying the stream, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, help us on the road to 5,000, and make sure you join the Discord. If you want to come live on air, get in that waiting room right now. Dan, are you there?
I am, mate. Good afternoon. How are you getting on? You good?
Yeah, that's 30 seconds. No, in all seriousness, you're on with me and Llama. We've just been going down memory lane. Share your memories. Let's get out the book, shall we? The old book. There's the old. It's a blue book, but we get the book out. Let's just yeah. What was it? Come on, Dan. Share us your memories.
The Pookie pad is back.
I mean, it's just incredible, really. This particular week, seeing the guests that you've had on.
Time up.
You know, like Lectal. What's going on here?
Doesn't matter. Carry on.
A bunch of hyenas, but no, just the guests that you've had on this week, and to think how literally it started with. It's going to sound a bit dodgy, but obviously me and you in my bedroom filming a podcast in the start of the season 2 years ago now.
Dan, go back a step. So what were you and Steve up to in the bedroom?
Crazy, and like Llama was saying, when I was listening in before, like even just to have like a few people in chat was quite a buzz, and then to see the numbers of people that you've had in the chat this week throughout the streams has just been crazy. I don't know what the highest number is, but wow, I mean, it's just been insane.
Can you hear me speaking now?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Can you hear Llama?
Hello?
Can't hear Llama, no.
Hello? Can you hear me, Steve?
I think Llama's...
you haven't muted Llama.
Cold...
Have you muted Llama, Dan?
I would never do such
just
a thing.
click on his name. click on his name and see if it's muted or you've got the
Oh,
volume
hold
down
on.
on him.
He's probably been bragging about Scotland getting a draw of Israel. Right, hold on, let's have a look.
Because Llama, you can hear Dan, can't you?
I can hear Dan loud and clear.
Strange. Yeah, you must have
Right.
somehow muted
Llama. No.
Hello.
Right, try again. Oh, here
Hello?
he is.
Oh, what did you do, Dan? There we are,
Hiya,
Jace. I don't need
sexy.
you anymore. You're gone. Right then.
I'm here now. So let's yeah.
Instant Dan, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. You?
Yeah, good.
Cheers,
mate, good,
cheers,
mate. Good
cheers
to
for
hear,
the
good to hear your
subscribe,
sexy
Chris.
tones.
Cheers, Chris.
Oh my days, yeah. I'm not ready for the start of this season. Do you know what? I just I can't be bothered. Like almost, I know it sounds crazy the amount of content that I've consumed this week from your channel, of course. But my head's spinning with all these like different strategies and like different transfers.
Don't
and, like,
let it do it. Don't let the outside influence you, Dan. Just
But
go
you-
head.
you
Just
have-
go headstrong, and pick who you want to be picking.
But this season's weird because, like, I know what you're saying, but because of the Manchester clubs not playing, and obviously Burnley not playing the first couple of weeks, you have to have some kind of plan, really. So that's what's wrecking my mind a little bit and seeing all these different players. But yeah, I say this every season.
I'm waiting to see your podcast. That makes absolutely no sense. I'm waiting to hear your podcast, Dan's plan.
Okay. Well, I mean, I did do a video because it was bank holiday last Monday, and I was literally just bored out of my mind. I wasn't working, and I thought, you know what? I did a video on my channel. It's very basic, like, you know, it's kind of like the guys at the moment are like the PlayStation 5, and this was like going back to the Master System and the NES or whatever. So.
Hey, you can't mock them. Hey, they were great systems.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, definitely. Particularly So you send me down.
Yeah. Hey, I could go down memory computing lane with you. Like back to Spectrum. What was I going to say? Shano in the chat's saying about putting Taylor and a Man United player on your bench. Is that something that you thought about?
Yeah, possibly, because I don't want to be taking a shed load of hits. I saw someone last night. I can't remember the name of the person. They had Marshall on their bench, and I thought that was quite interesting. Rather than having to do loads of damage to your team. I mean, some people were talking about this whole like bench boost and wildcard. It's like Steve says. People were saying that they're not going to do it. Most people that I know, some people have come on and they've been quite definite about it, but I think that could be a bit too soon to be doing something like that. Really.
Yeah, I know of a person, and I won't reveal names at the moment. And he's definitely thinking of just doing the bench boost. And the only reason that he's got for doing it is I've played I think he's going into his third or his fourth season playing FPL, and in his previous seasons he just didn't have a clue when to play his bench boost. And he played it at the wrong times and stuff, or he would think that the double game week was the best time to play it, and he played it and then mucked it up and all that type of stuff. So he's basically turned around and went, do you know what, sod it, I'm just going to play it game week 1. I never get it right anyway, at least then it's out the road. But apart from that, yeah, like you said, Dan, I think some people will use it, but I think the vast majority won't. And I know us three have spoken about this before. Twitter is such a small bubble when you look at the actual millions that play FPL. So that's what need to get my mindset into, is that although you'll see it all over Twitter about this is the best player to get, he's the best player since sliced bread, blah, 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 blah. Actually, you're talking, 5% of the people, maybe not even 5% of the people that play FPL are actually on Twitter. So it's not actually a big sample size. So just to try and kind of, like what you were saying, Dan, about your mind just being boggled with the amount of information that's coming at you, left, right, straight in your face. You've kind of just got to, like you say, you've just got to try and get your own plan and just stick to it.
No, definitely, yeah. That's the thing, really. I mean, like, I want to ask you two about a player actually that I'm quite interested in. His name is Rodrigo, and he plays for Leeds. Obviously, I'm not thinking of the first game week or anyone in chat really, but the reason it's popped up for me, I think he's 6 million. Now Leeds have cited Valencia have done like a fire sale of like their best players because they're just financially they're screwed basically, unfortunately for them, and they bought him, and I'm interested. He got an assist the other night for Spain. But not just based off that, based off the fact that he was a good player for Valencia, and also at the 2018 World Cup, I remember seeing him play, and he stood out in a game against Russia. They did lose the game on penalties, but he came on, and he was like the only Spain player that was actually going at Russia, taking players on. I was like, this player looks quite good, and now he's actually in the Premier League. You know, you get players from like promoted teams. Obviously, last season it was Pookie. And obviously, you know, the Sheffield United players, but it's just always interesting thinking about the teams that have been promoted and what players that we can pick out. So is that a player, or you've got any other promoted players in mind for your team, like in the long term?
Before Llama answers, I'll just quickly say that I think you've just kind of answered your own point. You've got the knowledge. He's passed the eye test. He's playing for... Now, I've got the fixtures up on screen at the moment. He's playing for a team which could be what Sheffield United were last year. Their opening fixtures, of course, Liverpool, Fulham. They have got then Sheffield... Is that Sheffield United? Let me just see here. Yeah, Sheffield United, Man City. But then they've got a beautiful run here. The problem is when someone like yourself has a quote-unquote gut feeling... I always see it as one of those where, number one, the team that they're playing for, is he going to be that key player, basically, the talisman, and two, when you've seen him in the past for Valencia or Spain, whoever, and you've been impressed, is it because you've been impressed because he plays for those teams and it's just the quality around him which is making him look good? Or is it because he's the one that's doing all the work? I mean, if you were to like... Okay, I know this is a ridiculous example, but like you take like a world-class player like Ronaldo, Messi, Nedved, if we're going to go back that far. But you know what they can provide. You know that they don't need the rest of their team to do what they can do. Whereas some players, like potentially this Rodrigo, will he do it for Leeds? Have Leeds already got a system in place where actually you don't really quite fit in, mate? I don't know.
No, sorry, Dan. On you go, pal.
No, all I was going to say, I think it's a bit like people with Dele Alli, because I have started watching that All or Nothing documentary. It's actually really good. But
that's good. Going
back to the latest edition of 442 that Steve-O encouraged me to buy, I might add. I've been reading the articles about Leeds and how they've like come back up the league. There's a really good article about like, you know, obviously when they got relegated into that brilliant team, and then they just tried so hard to get back up, and it was just a really interesting read, and like reading about how well they did last season. It's just I think for any, being interested in Premier League for like over 20 years now, it's just great to see Leeds back in, as much as they're love to hate kind of team. And just seeing his name pop up the other night when Spain drew with Germany and he got an assist, and seeing him before, it's just little things where you think, oh, maybe there's something in there. But sorry, you were gonna say, Llama.
Well, first of all I was going to ask you, Dan, was, see when you went in and bought the 442 magazine, did you make sure you got a 10p mix up at the same time?
No, but I made sure he paid me my tenner. Just a quick one here. Just a quick one. I'm assuming it's your close friend, but Dan Roberts is here. Hello, Dan. Is it going to be Dan? Do you reckon? Is it going to be your mate Dan? Dan?
Yeah, probably. He's the transfer expert. He's got all the daily news on the transfers. Apparently, Arsenal are going to sign this player. We're going to sign that player with.
I've got two questions, one from Booner and one from Dan. So we'll start with Dan first as we're talking about him. If Saliba starts, surely he is the best defender by a mile, with Arsenal looking so much better defensively under Arteta. Your thoughts, Dan?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're doing really well in the transfer window so far. Obviously, Saliba we signed last summer, but he's been on loan. And then Gabriel, which was the big signing, been courted by a lot of clubs across Europe. So really, and obviously Willian as well, really good signs. Get rid of Mkhitaryan, get rid of that rubbish, get that off the wage bill. So in terms of defensive solidity, it's going to be difficult though, because Arteta's got the team much more organised, got much more shape. And, you know, I certainly think David Luiz turned the season round, credit to him. But I think very much Saliba and Gabriel, they're new to the Premier League and they're young. You've got to remember these guys are quite young and they're going to have to get an understanding. I think David Luiz is going to be really key to that with his experience and the fact that, you know, he's Brazilian to help Gabriel integrate. So I think Saliba's going to be kind of into the team gradually, but not straight in, because Gabriel has got a little bit more experience.
What do you think of my wee pal Tierney?
I love Tierney. I really do. I love his like, you know, because he started the season, then he got injuries, and then it was like, oh, but after Project Restart, like, he's just that old school Arsenal player. Yeah, like with the assist and I was just thinking.
I forget. I'm not quite sure. He kept Robertson out that Scotland squad. Now, before anyone starts opening up debates about how great Scotland are as a nation team and all the rest of it, right? Let's just leave that for another day. However, Tierney did keep Robertson out that Scotland's left back spot, and I think if Arteta plays Tierney the way he needs to be played, which is how Celtic played him as a flying wing back, the same way Robertson is, you'll see an even better Tierney than what you've already seen. And I've seen glimpses of that coming back after he came back from his injury. So I think in Tierney, you know, you've got a solid player there. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
because no, on his day, he was better than Robertson, and he kept Robertson out of that Scotland squad for that reason.
Yeah, I mean, he's at 5.5. I have had him in one of my drafts, and I mean, for Scotland, why don't they just play both of those players? Because those are like Scotland's two best players. I would just play both if I was a Scotland manager. But going back to it from an FPL point of view, like, I think he will get assists this season, and he's just such a fit guy as well. Like that constant engine to keep on going. And
yeah,
you know, he even got a goal against Watford on the last game of the season, and you know, whipping those balls in and that. And yeah, it's just nice to actually have. And he's got that tenacity and that kind of, like, you see him shouting at players and stuff. He's just got that Scottish grit, and
yeah,
definitely.
Not too
flashy. It's just not.
He just does his job.
He's just there to play.
Yeah, he does his job and he does it right. He's, you know, when he's playing as a wing back, the same as what Robertson does, he'll just keep bombing up and down, and he'll be gutsy and win those tackles and all the rest of it. So, decent player. Sorry, Steve-O, I think Buna you said had a question or something.
Yeah, and I'm going to do the old SoCal. Thanks for the sub being so ham. Really appreciate buddy. By the way, Dan, you've joined the most mental stream I've ever done. We're just having a laugh. Yeah, Buna asked a question talking to 5.5s. Can you ask Dan on Arsenal this season, particularly Saka at 5.5? He is in his team right now. And do you know what? Saka is somebody that even I have seen people mentioning in chat where I'm just like, he's probably a better option than Armstrong at 5.5. But Dan, do you think that he's going to start?
I think he will do, yeah. I mean, he obviously had a great season last season. Now, in the cup final, he didn't start. I think it was Maitland-Niles in that position, if I remember correctly. And yeah, he didn't start. So that's probably why people are having a bit of doubt about him. But I do think, you know, the fact that we were so desperate to get him on a new contract, and like, I can't remember his specific assists last season, but he did get a lot of assists. And I mean, if you're looking at the fixtures as well, the start of them's good, and then they go a bit bad, if we're being honest. But over Armstrong, I would take. I mean, I do like Armstrong as a player, but I would take him over Armstrong. And yeah, I mean, the thing with Saka is he just another young player like Tierney that just goes on full of energy, really whips that ball in straight away. It reminds me a bit of a strange, but reminds me of Beckham just getting that ball in straight away. And he was doing that a lot last season, not mucking about, not cutting inside, back out, just whipping it in straight away. And yeah, just a great young player. So I think it's a good pick, really.
I just want to say thank you to everybody that's joining us. You are witnessing a miracle here. This is possibly the first time for a very, very long time that not a single person is in the waiting room. Either you don't want to come live on air or you're just enjoying the conversation. I am trying to implore people, it's just a bit of fun. Just come live on air for a minute, ask a question to myself and Llama, or in this case Dan as well, and we'll just get the question out the way, done, just for a bit of fun. So if you are part of the Discord and you want to come live on air just for a laugh, in fact, there we are. Blimey, all you have to do is advertise, Dan, and it works. So lick me. Ooh.
What kind of show is this? I didn't know I was joining that kind of show. Yeah, exactly, Dan. What is this we're in?
Lick me. Let's get him on. He's going to have 1 minute. Lick me, you're on with Dan and Llama. You have one question to ask these gentlemen. What is that question?
Is anybody talking about Williams, left back in Manchester United? Can he be better than Luke Shaw? Because he's getting the minutes, but I don't see.
I think I could be better than Luke Shaw at the moment.
Yeah, but nobody is taking him in, even though he's 4.5 million.
Yeah, I think there's quite a lot of good choice in and around that 4.5 million mark, and that potentially is why people are overlooking him. Me personally, I'm looking at Steve-O's team. Some of their defenders to hold in my locker for game week 2 as an opposed to Williams, and I'm a Man United supporter.
15 seconds.
But yeah, listen, honestly, if you think he's the right person for you, you go for him. But I just think there's a lot of decent players in and around that kind of price mark.
Done. There we are. All done in 59 seconds. Beautifully done. And if you want to come live on air for a bit of fun and get Llama or Dan to ask her your quick fire round questions, by all means. It's like I said, it's all a bit of fun. We're all just having a laugh today. Like I said, I'm really enjoying doing these streams at the moment. I think that a lot of people enjoy the live stream format. In fact, I'll ask Dan straight away. You said that I know, but you said that you've started doing FPL content on YouTube, and have you thought about doing the live stream format?
I have thought about it. Obviously not to the level of you guys, but just as a bit of a fun hobby. I mean, the FPL content world is, like, in my opinion, it's quite oversaturated.
Yep.
So it's thinking like, what would I bring new to it if I was going to do it seriously? But to do it as a bit of fun, it's on my business YouTube page, just as a bit of fun every now and then. Why not? It's a very, very competitive industry, so to speak. So yeah, I might do the occasional video, just as a hobby. Not as somebody that's desperate to get loads of followers and grow their channel and all this. I was going to say a swear word then, but
you donate 50p. I'll be more than happy to.
I donated £5 the other day.
I want more.
Yeah.
Kevin Meyer, Dan, do you think Ceballos will start?
Ceballos, yeah, I do think he'll start. Actually, it's really weird that they announced that transfer on a Friday night. That was a very strange time, but I do think he'll start. I don't think he's an FPL asset though. It's going back to what you were saying with J&O last night. Like, Firmino's a fantastic player. If you don't think Firmino's a fantastic player, then you don't really understand football. But as an FPL asset, no. And it's the same as Ceballos. Like, great player, tenacious. There's not much to him, but he's very tenacious, skillful, helps link the play up. Once again, similar to like Modric back in his day as an FPL asset. Fantastic, world-class player, but not an FPL one for me.
No.
Our man Dylan Nketiah, is he nailed?
He got a hat trick for England with the under-21s the other day, didn't he? And it was a perfect hat trick, left foot, right foot header. So started the. I don't know if he's nailed, but I think he'll get a lot of game time this season. I think they're gonna. We'll see what happens with Lacazette because we've got 3 strikers essentially. So, what is he now this season? He's 6 million.
6 million, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good value actually. If we get a good run of fixtures, and we'll see how things start with the season, but I think he'll start against Fulham. Actually, I'm gonna put my neck on the line and say that.
I'm going to ask you guys something then. So this guy Sushek, right? Now I heard. Now I don't think he's caught the virus, but I believe he's been told to quarantine because of people near him had caught the virus. Is he going to start game week 1? Because I have heard a lot of stories that kind of conflict each other. Some people say he will, some people say he won't. But if hypothetically you were going to play 5 in your midfield, would you risk him as your 5th midfielder, or would you just lump in, as we've been talking about, Dan, would you lump in someone like Saka instead?
Well, I mean, with that information, I wouldn't want to risk it, really. I mean, obviously it's a 2-week quarantine period, isn't it? So
I think it is, yeah. So I know the time limits, I think, on it, Dan, are there or thereabouts, I think.
So I think I would just, Saka, Armstrong. I can't really think of anyone else. St. Maximin, maybe somebody like in that price bracket, rather than risking it. The worst thing you'd have is to start the season and like some of your players aren't playing. If you're going to play, I'm going to play 3-5-2 this season. That's what I know for a fact.
Yeah.
I don't want one of these players not playing in midfield. That's something that's caught me out a lot last season. Players not playing, it really peed me off. So with that information now from yourself, it's like going back to the Discord. It's always a good source of information, isn't it, to get little bits of information like that. So yeah, I wouldn't risk it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I know West Ham have got some absolute stinking games to start their season, but they have got one game right in game week 1 against Newcastle. And from what I have seen, him in pre-season has played really, really well. I think he's already scored 2 or 3 goals already. So I think he would be an alright asset, particularly for that first game week. However, I think Paulie's just mentioned it actually in the chat that he was quarantined by the Slovakian national team. He is still available for game week 1, and however, he wouldn't play if West Ham or the Premier League basically said otherwise. And I think that's part of the thing, isn't it, for this season, just with everything that's going on with the virus that's going about. How interruptive it could be for the season, but hey ho, we're all in the same boat.
The Cape FBL's here. Just to let you know, Cape, I don't know if you're aware or not, but you did win a Elite FPL mug. So if you want to contact the Cape FBL, he won an Elite FPL mug. If you want to contact Jason via Twitter, or more importantly via Discord, and he can send that exclusive Elite FPL mug to you, because that will be a lot more fun. Here's a good question from FPL Anderson. I do like this. We'll all have an answer for FPL Anderson. Steve-O, are we as FPL managers pleased or disappointed with the Messi decision in regards to FPL? Me personally, in fact, we revealed, that news broke just before Andy Let's Talk FPL stream that we did with him on Wednesday. I was gutted. I really, really, really wanted him in the game. I was hoping he'll come in at 14 million and it'd be just great to have him in the game. And more importantly, from my point of view, just seeing what he just does in the Premier League. Would he get 20 goals, 20 assists or whatever, or would it be just single digit goals? Dan, your thoughts on Messi not coming to the Premier League?
It's ironic. I'm wearing a Barcelona shirt today when you asked me this, but yeah, disappointed, but I kind of expected it, really. I mean, Sky were going nuts about all the coverage, like literally everything him and his dad
Hold
were
that
doing.
thought.
It was like
Hold that thought. Danny Waz, what do you want to ask myself and I was going to say Jason. Dan, go for it.
Hello, am I on, Jake? Can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear. You have 1 minute. You've already had 2 seconds. What do you want to ask myself, Llama and Dan?
What do you reckon to my team? It's an Hangout text. Any changes? What do you reckon?
We're not really doing rate my teams, but is there anything in your team that you are mostly concerned about? 17 seconds gone.
I didn't actually know. I didn't actually know what happened in here. Somebody just put you wanted people on guest, so I just thought it was like a chat. No, not if I've only got 20 seconds.
I think So I think looking at your team, I think your team looks pretty solid. With Adams, Ings, Werner up top, I think Southampton's fixtures, Chelsea's fixtures speak for themselves. Barnes, Boomerang and Manny in your midfield, I think that's solid as well. To be honest, you've got a really good, from what I can see, all-round team. The only player I would look out for is Vinegar. I've been looking at the chat, and there's a few people saying that he might not start game week 1. So apart from him...
That's it. Come on to Jason's show tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Tuesday, where he will speak to you for about half an hour if you want. But we're only doing a minute here. Dan, you were talking about Messi and your disappointment or whatever. Your thoughts on him not coming to the Premier League?
No, definitely. I mean, it is disappointing, but I kind of expected it. I think next season he will go. Was it Boca Juniors that he started at? I hope I haven't got that wrong, but. Could be wrong with that. I'm pretty sure it's Boca Juniors or the other one. they're fierce rivals, but I think he'll go back to Argentina. Which one was it?
Is it not Corinthians?
That's a Brazilian team, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know.
What are the? Probably got it completely wrong, but yeah, he'll go back to his it was New Old Boys, I think it was something like that. But he'll go back to his boyhood team. That's the one. Yeah. So he'll go back there, probably finish the season, and then whatever will happen will happen. But it would have been interesting in FPL to have him in and see what his price is and see how we did in the Premier League, really. But I'm a bit cynical about it. It's all a political thing to try and get the president out of Barcelona, so it was never going to happen. And I mean, what do you think, Llama?
Hold that thought. Hold that thought for 2 seconds. We have Theo. Theo, you have 1 minute starting now. What do you want to ask Dan? That's 5 seconds. Come on, Theo. You're regular on the show.
Yep, hello.
Go for it, mate. What's the question?
Oh, shit.
That's 50p.
Oh,
that's 20 seconds, mate.
No one's looking at John Joe Kenny from Everton, 4.5. I reckon he's almost locked in.
Go for it, Dan. John Joe Kenny.
If he's good enough for you, you go for it, pal.
If he's good enough for you, he's good.
Sounds like a good pick. Yeah, good price point as well.
I don't really know too much about Everton, if I'm being totally honest with you, though.
I just reckon he's getting overlooked, that's all. Yeah, he scored a goal in pre-season. In his first match back, so.
Nah, nice one for you. Could be onto something there, pal.
We got 7 seconds, 6, 5. Dan, any more final thoughts on John Joe Kenny?
Go for it, mate.
There we are, done. Literally done within a minute gone. Yeah, Llama, your whole thought process on Dan saying about it's a political statement or whatever about Messi.
I just think that Messi, I know, was in and out of Buna's tweets, and he has been for about the last fortnight, and he thought, geez, Buna's getting a bit of traction in the old Twitter sphere. I think I'm going to get involved in it, and I'm just going to say to Barcelona that I want to move. Just see what drama and shit stirring I can do.
That's about £1. I don't think Andy's kind donation covers the amount of swearing you lot are doing.
However, sorry about that. However, like what Dan was saying though, I was absolutely gutted because, listen, if we're being I'm being completely honest. I could never see him coming to the Premiership, but I would have loved to have seen him in the Premiership. People are racking their heads how to fit all these midfielders and forwards into their FPL teams as it is. Never mind having to pick a Messi. But listen, I think as Dan also said as well, it was done for monetary type reasons, and then he'll disappear at the end of this year. And Well, we've got the fat Ronaldo. We end up with the fat Messi, maybe. I don't know.
Well, talking of disappearing, Dan has vanished. I think that he misunderstood what I was saying. Everybody else gets a minute, but Dan can be a guest host, but he's just vanished into the face of that. But just to let everybody know our schedule, I know Firetalk was wondering what was going on from a moderator point of view, but up on screen right now is our schedule for this week, Tuesday. Now, admittedly, Jason didn't know about this. It was very, very quickly done. But actually, on Wednesday, just to let everybody know, Wednesday morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, it's the breakfast show with myself and Davey FBL. Guest host Davey FBL will be joining Elite FPL just to talk all things, obviously, fantasy football. Get as many callers on as we can, just to have a bit of fun. And you can ask Davey what you like regarding your teams, various questions about the Premier League, the upcoming season itself. It'd be a lot of fun, and like I say, Llama, this whole journey is it's a bit of fun, isn't it?
I think that's it. You know, you guys, when you set your stall out years ago, that's all you were doing it for. As Dan mentioned as well, you know, you're doing it because it's a hobby. It's something that you enjoy. And it was the same with us when we were gaming together when we had lockdown, or when lockdown first kind of came in. I was like, listen, we're playing Call of Duty here anyway. Why do I not just switch the stream on and we'll just stream it at the same time? If folk want to tune in, they can tune in. And if they don't, they don't. And that's kind of where, you know, that kind of aspect came from. You know, we enjoy doing it. And like what I was saying to you earlier on, the Llama Lounge, we started it with Elite last season. You know, and it's just a continuation of that, mate. It's just three guys, the same as, you know, similar to yourselves, like playing FPL, like just having a chat and just like having a laugh. So why not just get people in your chat and just have a blether and just have a laugh with them? Do you know what I mean? Listen, if like what you were saying before as well, mate, if there's 10 people there, great. If there's 110 people there, even better. As long as the amount of people doesn't bother any of us, it's just content that we're happy to create and put it out there. If people like it, brilliant. If they don't, hey, I'm still going to, you know, get a really decent night's sleep. So it's all good.
How long left have you got with us, Llama? Are you still willing to carry on talking?
Probably another 20 minutes, half an hour,
Right,
something
done.
like that.
2:30. That's it. That's the schedule done. Let's put a timer on for that, shall we? 20 minutes, Llama said. And there we are. The timer's started. We got 20 minutes while Llama's on. If you want to come live on air with myself and Llama, just to ask Llama a quick question, a quick fire question for anything, but by all means. But let's get on with some predictions, shall we, Llama, for the season ahead? Let's get on with it. Who is your top 4 this year, starting from the winners and then working your way down?
Man City will win the league. I think that... Who are we looking at from there? Probably... Yeah, so City top, Liverpool, United, Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham.
Cheers, Dafford. Cheers, Dafford, for the subscribe there. By the way, I'm deliberately putting on a silly voice. If anybody knows who So Cowl is, do you know him, Llama, as a Warzone streamer? Do you know who So Cowl is?
Not sure. I might ever type him in and be like, oh yeah, I know who you're talking about, but at the moment I don't.
My impression doesn't do it justice, no.
No.
Who?
Put it this way, you never jigged my memory anyway.
Who is going to? Sorry, I'm supposed to ask you. Just quickly remind me. So Man City, and then who's the other top 3? Sorry.
So I reckon you're probably going to have a mixture. So Man City, I think, will win the league. And then I think your next 3 will be a mix-up of, or next 3 or 4 will be a mix-up of Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United, and Arsenal.
Arsenal? Right, okay, cool. Who do you think is going to be, this is the simple question, who do you think is going to get relegated?
Crystal Palace, West Brom, and... Leeds.
You think Leeds are going to be relegated?
Yeah.
Really? Why?
I don't know. You just asked me on the spot when I just said Leeds.
Our man Dylan saying, Steve, there should be a history class video for game weeks 1 to 4 teams. Well, funny enough, I will say this, that when I am doing my predictions and everything, specifically score predictions and stuff, I will be delving deep into the history of the various fixtures. That
Have you actually done that before? Have you and Jason actually done that? And I know,
What's
see
that,
before
sorry?
anyone starts, like the whole, oh, so-and-so did that, and you'll just be copying them. Have you ever done like a prediction with Jason and Dan, stuck it in an envelope and left it sealed until game week 38 and then opened it again? To see how far off you were?
No, I think that from my perspective, I think it's just more, I say important. I think the fact that we stream so much and we're always talking and having these conversations, I think it'd be very difficult not to have it come up in conversation who I think is going to win the Premier League, who I think is going to get relegated, etc. So I don't know how. Well, yeah, I don't know how FPL family do it, but I know.
No, thanks for that, Azzy. I knew I'd seen it somewhere.
Yeah.
I think I actually might have seen. I don't know if you watch any football like that, #United and all that. I'm sure they do that as well. I think it's Spencer. His name is. I'm sure he does that. Predicts, the positions of the league and how it'll finish and stuff. Interesting though.
I think maybe actually like a prediction of the league would be great. I think like from 1 to 20, that would be a bit of fun. But
Yeah, see how far off you are.
Yeah, I may message Jason. I may keep it in my book because, as I said, I had to go through some bits of paper, essentially rubbish, yesterday through my drawers and stuff, and I came across like various memorabilia from last season, i.e. the whole.
Steve, I really, really like you, but I don't really want to know what you found when you were rummaging about in your drawer.
I thought you were going to say something serious. Then I was thinking, oh God, what's happened there? Well, Dan's joined us quickly. Dan, you went for a minute. You said you got to go in 5 minutes.
Yes.
Are you able to stay till 2:30?
Yeah, go on then.
Cool. Let's hear your predictions then. Your top 4, starting from the winners.
Okay. Okay, so Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, and Arsenal.
You think Liverpool are going to retain?
Yeah, I do. I know you said on recent streams that they've had like quite a shaky like start to the season and that, but I still think. I mean, I was talking to someone about it yesterday, and I still think they've got the best, most all-rounded starting 11. I know Man City have made a couple of new signings and that, but no, I still think Liverpool. They kind of took their foot off the gas towards the end of the season, which is understandable. But I've got a feeling they will make like 1 or 2 good signings to strengthen the team. So, and how consistent they've been the last 2 seasons as well, I still think they're going to win the league.
And Arsenal, you think they're going to get 4th?
Yeah, I couldn't bear to say Tottenham or Man United on air, so that's probably why. Probably a bit of bias went into it, really. But
you've not changed at all, Dan.
more of a hopeful thing than anything. But I do genuinely feel quite optimistic with the signings. I think Willian is a really good signing because he's a player that can help break down these teams that are going to sit back and park a bus, and he's good on free kicks. That's what we lacked towards the end of last season when we lost some of those games against teams, like lower teams like Brighton, Villa, when we were just, we just couldn't get through them. So, and the fact that we got a couple of defenders in, I just think, I got a feeling that we're just, the Europa League, we might go out early and we're just going to go all out for the league, really. Because the Europa League, like obviously we got to the semi-final, then we got to the final, which we don't want to talk about again. And then last season we got knocked out in the sort of first knockout stage. But I just think they're going to go all out for the league. And I think if there's another signing in the midst, then just, as long as we can keep on to Aubameyang, really.
You got a couple of fans.
Yeah.
You got a couple of fans. Llama FPL Maestro saying you're absolutely hilarious, and Uncle Juicy TV saying Elite FPL and COD with my boys Jason, Booner, and Llama is all a man needs. Well, what about me? My name isn't even mentioned on that stuff. Yeah. Dan, your thoughts on the relegation?
Yeah, I think Villa are going to struggle again. Really, they were kind of like hanging on by the skin of their teeth last season. Defensively, having a lot of difficulties. Newcastle, with this whole thing, the takeover not happening, they're going to have some difficult times, particularly in scoring goals, as the goal machine Dwight Gale's injured. So yeah, and I mean, obviously for the promoter, West Brom, bit of a yo-yo team, really. Fulham. So those are some of the kind of teams that I think are going to struggle. But the promoter teams, quite often, they do better than you think they will. Like Sheffield United being the point in case. But it's just all the defensive teams that I think with Leeds, it's like with their manager and that, I think they're going to be quite well organised. And having seen them play against Arsenal back in the FA Cup game, just to see how they actually play really good football. So I think Leeds are going to have a good season, but I do feel that, particularly like Newcastle, Villa could possibly drop out, and it's going to be difficult for West Brom as well. And we'll see how Brighton get on. They finished the season quite strongly last season, but in the game they played against us, they did anyway. But Brighton could be another one as well. But they've got Dunk and they've got Duffy, and they've got a little bit of solidity there. So I think they'll be all right. But yeah, those are the teams for me.
I just want to take this quick opportunity. We're only going to be on air for 10 minutes, so we're only 40. I don't like doing this, to be honest with you, but it's just a bit of fun. We're only 40 likes away from 200. Can 40 people that haven't liked this stream as we're doing this live right now, if you haven't hit that like button, if you want to hit it now, we're going to get to 200. Nearly swore then. 200 likes. It'd be great to hit that 200 mark. This.
So I suppose I better like the stream.
Oh, there's one. Brilliant. Llama, are you another one? I know, Llama.
Oh my days.
In seriousness, you looking forward to the season ahead?
Yeah. Yep. Can't get any worse than what I did last season.
Here's a random question. I'll ask you both. We'll start with Llama. I know this is it's all random and anything can happen, but off the top of your head, I know this is putting you on the spot to use your words, Llama.
Yeah, thanks for that.
What do you think may happen this year which could be a potential shock? I.e., I just thought of something off the top of my head. I.e., I go ahead of Jason by 100 points by game week 20, something like that.
That wasn't a thought. That was a dream you just had.
That's probably a dream. Yeah.
He's planting seeds there.
Yeah. Can you see? What do you think may happen this year in the world of Elite FPL? Could be anything. Could even be on the Llama Lounge that you can see potentially happening. Could it be more FPL Twitter beef, for example?
It could be. I think there'll be a lot more drama on Twitter. I think Twitter will have a lot more people saying that if you've got less, people shouldn't have less than 100 subscribers on Twitter.
Shut up.
So get involved, and then 2 seconds later, people shouldn't have less than 5k people following them on Twitter. So get following. Blah blah.
I'm getting annoyed hearing that. Yeah.
I think there'll be a lot more of that. I don't know why, but and I don't know if it's because of this this virus that's going about. But folk are going stir crazy in and around Twitter these days. It's some place. I've never known it like this, and I've been on that for lost count now how many years, but I've never ever seen it like that. However, so I think this season, I think you're going to get a lot more of that. I think you're going to get a lot more people coming out their shell, so to speak, and it might not be good. In terms of Elite will probably just do what Elite's been doing and just keep growing strong. And then within the Llama Lounge, don't know. Wait and see what happens there. Might get sued.
Friend of the show, John Harris. I'm going to do it in his accent. I'll do it in his accent. He's asking Steve-O, are you going to be basing your captaincy picks on the history this season?
Where's he from?
You see, I didn't realise he was Australian. I thought John was from.
Yes. Well, if I have it's making you laugh. If it makes people laugh, that's the enjoyable thing. Let's get a like for a laugh. No, I hope I will, John. For example, argument's sake, if
I could do a better accent.
Go for it. Go for it, John. Dan. Do John Harris's impression. He's got a very deep Brummie accent. Go for it.
He has Brummie, isn't
Well, you're right there, Steve-O. I'm just thinking about my team this season, and you know what I mean? I've heard that...
you need to start puberty, Dan. This is going nowhere. I hope I will, John. I hope that, for argument's sake, if the history suggesting that Kane, even though ironically he's my captain at the moment, but if the history suggests that Kane is the best captaincy option, despite the fact that Aubameyang's at home to Fulham or whatever, that's the difficult. I'll tell you what, though, that's the difficulty with doing the history and stuff, is that for teams like Salah versus Leeds, there is no history there. It doesn't exist. What you can kind of base it on is the outcomes, but the problem with that is that it's all down to circumstances, the actual prediction of the outcome. So I would like to think that if it is teams that have been in the Premier League for a long time and a player has a history with that particular team, I hope I go with it. But really, I'm going to be basing all of my gut instinct. And Dan, I'll ask you that question. What do you think, whether it's for yourself, whether it's for Llama, whether it's for this channel, whether it's for any... What's your prediction? I've just thought of another one, actually.
Wow.
What do you reckon could happen this season? I'll just quickly give you mine. There's a possibility, I think, that we may hit 1,000 viewers for a stream. I'll put it on. I'll put my neck on the line now. It could happen at any, whether it's game week 1 or game week 38. There could be a point where we hit 1,000 viewers during a live stream. But go for it, Dan.
Well, this might be a bit controversial, actually, but I mean, it was interesting what Llama was saying before. I'm thinking maybe there'll be more like beef between FPL content channels, possibly similar to other YouTube channels, and maybe that, because that's already started. If you can read between the lines of what I'm saying here, so obviously I'm not going to say too much about it, but maybe that'll happen a bit, because it's getting more competitive. There's more channels coming in, and the landscape's changing a little bit. So I think that could be quite interesting. But yeah, I mean, it's difficult, very difficult to predict. I mean, I don't think there's going to be another Leicester winning the league, but I think Chelsea might push a Liverpool, Man City a bit more for the title as well, because of the money they spent. So that could be quite interesting. I don't know, man. Really, I mean, like it's gonna be an interesting season. But maybe you guys could hit. Maybe you could hit 7K, or is that a bit Danny B too optimistic style prediction there? But I'm just
need to get a few more mates. Just need to get a few more mates in, and they'll make 7K, no props.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, Boona having the same thing, saying that he's not our mate, is he, Dan? Penguin saying you and Jason have done great with this channel. Keep up the great work. The road to 5K. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's, like I said, it's all a bit of a gimmick and everything, but we all like to have a laugh. I think that will call it a morning. To be honest, I want to get the hell out of here, for crying out loud. I've been on it for 2.5 hours, but
I've got
so just to put the viewers straight then, Steve. So this will be you now putting your makeup on to go down to the gym to just stand and take many filtered photographs. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I've already been gym this morning. I won't be going. I want to just go out for a walk and just be able to move, get some mobility back in my body, for crying out loud. But Dan, have you got any? It's the usual line, really. The final thoughts on what's on your mind
No, well, I'm actually off to play football myself. I've just put my goalie gloves in my bag. I'm probably about a 4.5 or 5 million asset. So if anyone wants me in your team, get me in now. I'm on the game. I'll probably never play a game all season, but no,
How much
just
you getting paid, mate? More than me, probably.
yeah. No, just really enjoying all the work by yourself and Jason this week. Streams have been, you know, when you've had like a really long day of work and stuff, and you just got something to come back and look forward to watching and having a bit of a laugh and thinking about your team and just hearing people's thoughts. And what's been really impressive as well is just the wide variety of callers and all the different points, but also people from different parts of the world. That always still like blows my mind. Like someone's called you from Vienna. Some guy was up in Australia at like 6 in the morning. So I just think keep it up. And I, you know, that Twitter post that you did with the schedule for when the streams are on. I know I mentioned about this to you last season about getting those times up on a post, and I think that looks absolutely fantastic. So that's really good to see. So yeah, just looking forward to just watching the games and seeing the action unfold. Really,
Dan, you're a star. See you later.
See you.
There's Dan there, friend of the show. Llama up on screen right now is the Llama Lounge that yourself, Boona, and Matt the Gooner will be doing. Give it one final plug. I know Boona, I don't know if he's still here or not, but if Boona or yourself want to just type in the chat the link to your... oh, there it is there. Link to the Llama Lounge if you haven't already subbed. He's going to be putting the link in there. It's up on screen right now. Just give us
thanks very much,
brief
Steve.
overview of the... when you're going live, basically.
So we're hoping to go live tomorrow. Tomorrow round about drive time, 6 o'clock, something like that. But bearing in mind it's 3 guys that work full-time jobs as well, so we've got a bit of that to play about with, and then like what you guys have done, we'll get a more solid schedule together. Just want to say thanks very much. Thanks for having us on today alongside you. I look to continue to do that over the course of the season, and hope you and the likes of Jason and Dan and anyone else all join us in the lounge just to chill out, chat FPL, and just chat whatever is on your mind, just to try and help folk out. Just really looking forward to it, mate. Thanks very much again for the plug, the promotion. I wouldn't have started it if it wasn't for Elite. I've spoke about it before. Boona, Matt both know this. If it wasn't for Elite and kind of shoving me in the direction that I should be going in, which is back to being creative and using my degree that I got ages ago. Although in my day it was splicing things together, not using PCs to edit. However, it is what it is. But no, looking forward to it. Thanks very much, and hopefully some of the guys and girls and that join you guys will join us. If not, it's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll just crack on anyway because it's something that we enjoy doing. But no, thanks very much, Steve. It's been a pleasure.
Been a pleasure as well. Catch you later, pal.
Take care.
There's the linguistic Llama there. And like I said, up on screen right now is in association with Elite FPL. It is the Llama Lounge. Hosts Llama, you've just heard. You heard Boona earlier on. Obviously, Boona a regular on the show, and Matt the Gooner also. Apart from that, may as well just say that really do appreciate you joining me on this fun stream. It's just been a laugh. That's all it is. If you want to have a quote-unquote serious conversation, then join Jason at some point this week. It's Tuesday, isn't it? I've already forgotten our own schedule. In fact, there it is there. The piece of paper. There's the piece of paper there with all the written information on. Just there it is up on screen. And just to quickly tell everybody, reminder that Davey FPL is joining me on Wednesday. So Tuesday you've got Jason at 8 p.m. Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. you've got myself and Davey FPL. Thursday it's back with Jason at 8 o'clock. It's just the 8s at the moment. 888. Is it 888.com? Oh, shouldn't be saying that. Friday at 6, me and Jason are together again. Back together. One of the rare times that we will be going together. I am back to work now. I am back to work now, so there's going to be a more impromptu / more morning / early afternoon shows. And then Saturday's the big day, the start of Game Week 1, as it's known in the world of fantasy football. The world where Game Week 1 is panic, panic, panic stations. Yes, cheers, Boona. We're 19 likes from 200. Come on, let's get there. 200 likes, 19. 19. So, yeah, next Saturday, or this Saturday coming, is going to be absolutely nuts. My schedule, actually, for that day is I've got work in the morning, and when Jason's live, I'm going to be tuning in my car while he's on to come home to hopefully not be panicking, and then have my team set, and then at 12:15, I'm covering the Fulham Arsenal game, at which point we'll be able to go through people's teams. Hopefully the Discord is up and running then, but by which point, in fact, you know what? Stuff it. Let's promote the Invitational League. Let's just promote the Invitational League, shall we? Because myself and Jason don't really want to be promoting it too often, but the Invitational League is essentially a way in which you can donate to our channel, and you'll be put into an exclusive mini league. Okay, that is for invitational members only, and I highly recommend getting involved. And of course I can't find it, but what I do say is that just go to elitefpl.com. elitefpl.com, all the information is there. Or if you can't be bothered to even do that, then in the Discord, basically there is a sidebar on the left which says invitational. It's all highlighted in green. You cannot miss it. It's underneath transfer talk on the left hand side. Just click on that. That gives you all the information, and I highly, highly recommend it. It'd be great for you guys to join us. Yeah, of course, Boona saying there about Discord as well. There are more details on Discord, and obviously you can speak to various moderators that are on the Discord to talk about the Invitational League and everything, Invitational membership and whatnot. So yeah, speak to one of them guys privately. Other than that, all I will say is that follow us at Elite FPL on Twitter, just to watch funny videos, basically, of streams, clips of the show. What other admin is there? Like, subscribe, comment. Oh yeah, anybody watching the replay, just to let us know what you thought of the stream underneath on the comment section. But no, it's always nice to get feedback and everything, and trying our hardest. It's not that difficult really. To comment back, it's always a bit of fun. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I'm going to call it a morning. I'm going to clear off. So cheers everybody, and well, yeah. And for anybody that is wanting to come live on air and have a more of a serious discussion, just join Jason on Tuesday and Thursday. And of course, I'll be back on Wednesday. And thank you for the kind words from everybody that stopped by and watched the road to 5,000. Cheers, guys. See you later.